America's Cup. It's a go.
Really close intersection there.
I mean, the America's Cup is the dream for everyone. It's a huge opportunity we have here.
When you come off the foils in one manoeuvre, you sort of get flushed out the back. Sort of inevitable that you're going to crash at points.
Italian team dancing their own dance.
We are happy with our performance. The team is doing a great job.
Right on the edge here.
I mean, well, it's epic, you know, full throttle.
We're going fast here, boys.
They banked 10 points.
We managed to win 4 in a row. That's a pump finish. I mean, well, it's epic.
They're all putting on a show today.
It's full on, we're pushing the boats to the limit.
Massive down the hatch there.
It really knocks your head back. It's very hard to get back to your senses after that.
Big moment for the Australians.
The guys were really pushing the limit today to keep us above the waves. That one we just pushed a little too far.
I feel like we're getting better and we're definitely showing speed at times.
Really nice pressure hits.
Big leeway skid there of the Kiwis.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They are setting the benchmark. Turning into the team to beat in Group B. Bang! Molt bona tarda. This is Barcelona, all set for Monday mayhem in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, where some teams will stay in the competition and some will go home. In Group B, the Swedish challenger Flying, having racked up 4 straight wins to go top on points, as they watch some of their competition make a splash for all the wrong reasons. We return today to finalise the top 3. And then Group A takes the race course with high flyers Luna Rossa, already with 3 big wins, intent on reminding everybody how sure and sharp they are in their AC40. All the teams have their eye on the UniCredit Youth America's Cup trophy, but only one crew can win, and after today, the number of challenges will decrease by 50%. For a chance to win, you need to be one of the 3 top point-scoring teams from your group. You'll then advance to a final series of 4 races where previous points will be erased, and it starts all over to find the top 2 teams. Those 2 will then go head-to-head in a winner-takes-all single match race final on September the 26th. We'll start the day with the final 2 races in Group B, where there is a chance that after the opening race we could have our top 3. But with all teams improving and lots of points on offer, there's no guarantee. We then get stuck into the final 4 races in Group A. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli have been the pace setters, but all eyes are on the French. They're yet to start a race, but practice form suggests do not write them off. For the teams in their highest speed AC40s, you know, mastering the conditions is everything. Whatever you get thrown at you. As we've seen, some take it gently, while others, well, they just break the leash and quite simply go for it. But consequences are quite different for each approach. What has been obvious, the more time in the 40s, the better each team has sailed. And the racing is a true spectacle that you can tell the crews thoroughly enjoy as well as we do and you at home. The pressure is on though. Today, 6 teams were done, their regatta finished, and their trophy dreams quite simply gone. A reminder of where we are on the standings. Luna Rossa are the clear leader in Group A, with only 3 points separating the USA and Great Britain. The Americans had technical issues in their last 2 attempts to race, so have only been on the racecourse twice in anger, so this group's still wide open. The Swedish challenge, powered by Artemis, are a lock for the semis. Pressure on Australia and Spain, as Yacht Team Dutch Sail and Concord Pacific Racing can still make the semis, but both need to find a win. Okay, let's get busy now and meet the teams.
This Canadian team has shown bucketfuls of potential. They're currently in 5th spot and they must have a stellar day or they'll be homeward bound. Driving, it's Andrew Wood and Olympic skiff sailor Georgia Loon-LaFrance, and running trim is Jack Gogan and Andre Van Dam.
The local youth outfit of Sail Team Barcelona have a race win under their belt and are currently sitting above the cut line in the finals here in Barcelona. Driving the AC40 is Conrad Konitzer and Martin Wisner, and on sail trim is Antonio Torrado and Jaime Framis.
Despite providing much of the entertainment in earlier races, these Aussie youngsters have the skills to bounce back from spills and start today in an impressive second place overall. Leading a team that knows how to go fast, it's match racing world champ Cole Tapper. Offside helm is Jack Ferguson, with trimmers Max Paul and Tom Needham.
Team Germany needs to have some solid races today as they sit below the cut line for the finals. Led by women's skiff sailor Maru Scheel, she is joined on the wheels today by Julian Hoffman, and on aero trim is the talented combination of Jesse Lindstad and Tom Heinrich.
Having won 4 races on the bounce, this Swedish team has got everyone's attention. Skipper is Oskar Engström, offside driver Ludwig Lindqvist, and experienced trimmers Rasmus Olnebeck and Hugo Christensen.
From the Netherlands, Yacht Team Dutch Sail is hoping to get some valuable points to try and make the top 3 to advance to the next round. On the wheels is skiff and dinghy champions Paul Harmetmon and Bart Lambrix. They are joined by the trimming pair of Elliot Savlon and Bjarne Bauer.
So, for half of these talented young sailors, their cup dreams will end this afternoon. It is a big day. It's their last chance to shine. We are on a slight delay. Race start has been pushed to 14:20, but confidence is really high. We're going to get some stellar AC40 racing. And currently we're seeing a building 6 to 10 knots from the south, increasing quickly as the afternoon rolls on. As usual, helping us to make all the right decisions on the winning strategy, we once again have the brilliant Windsight IQ, showing us the variations in the breeze. Green is more wind and blue is less. The course today will be 2 fast-paced laps with tight boundaries forcing the boats together, and with 6 boats, well, we can expect tight racing both upwind and down.
So here we go. Just got a bit of a little delay, but there is some concern. If you look at that, is that a big rain band at the right of our screen there, Glenn?
It certainly is, and it's a really interesting day. I poked my head out the door before, and it's really sunny offshore, super blue, clear sky, and you sort of turn your head around and you're like, oh, I'm looking at a day of 2 halves here.
So, I mean, they started on a J, they were going to a J1 gym, now they've gone back to a J2. One has to build confidence with that decision. Yeah,
there is a huge amount of confidence that racing is going to be absolutely great today. The course is actually set already. It's quite long. They're just waiting for this new breeze to come, and it really is not far away. So do not go. Don't leave us.
And when you think quite simply too, because of the delay, we had no racing yesterday, now the pressure really ramps up that if you're not above the cut line but in the top 3, you have simply got to pull your finger out and get on with it.
Yeah, you've got to be going for the whole shot and making sure you've got a clean set of goggles, absolutely 100% in these couple of races coming up.
All right, well, in the meantime, let's bring you back to some very cool racing from Group B. It's race number 4 where we start to see the Swedish team say, yeah, we're in this to win.
40-hour dipping.
There is your lead team, the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies. So smooth in the last race.
Really important this last minute to keep the boat on the foils and avoid a big touchdown and a full rebuild. The time on distance now critical for all the teams.
Quite a big bias on the line towards the right-hand side of the screen. Swedish out far to the right-hand side, just being patient, waiting.
1.5, getting faster. 820, great gap. So we're deep here, so we're faster now. 0.7.
Sweden building pace.
They should get a nice opening there at the top end of the line, but possibly a little late.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Trim out.
It's a go in race 4 of Group B, UniCredit Youth America's Cup. All the fleets going.
OCS, you had 2 penalties, 50 metres.
No!
Go catch. Okay, look at it here.
Loss of distance there needed by Yacht Team Dutch Sail. They'll have to put their bow down.
1, 4 down. And turning.
excited to pull those penalties off in attack, so they've got a bit on here. Possibly a big collision, just avoiding. Wow, that was a really, really big spin there. That was very close to being a collision there.
Well, the closest boat to the line legally was the Canadians, 1.2 metres behind. They're getting the hang of it.
Penalties clear.
And Team Australia getting off the start line beautifully again. Very, very even between the Canadians, the Swedish and the Australians. So decision here for the Aussies, what they do.
Look at the back B, the back bend is emitted. Hey, don't look good, don't look for contact to look. Yeah, guys, this just makes sense to me. Yeah, you're all good. Coming into a big low.
Just having a look at the Dutch team there, just over by half a boat length with a penalty, so a double penalty for them. They've got a bit of work to do, the Dutch team, to get back into this top three, otherwise they will be cut. But it is the Canadians and the Australians, top right of screen, that are sailing well and currently in control of this race.
I think everyone's just locked in on port here for the next 15 at least.
On board and Team Australia.
So I am going to stay at this angle, okay? Yeah, stand by for my board call here. Can we go behind? We're not laying. Negative. Canadians are higher, faster. Coming up slowly.
Great pace, the Canadians. Australia just slipping down.
We're all clear. Racing Canadians, anytime. Okay. Going in 5. Waiting for the speed. Pressing. You still got good speed. Okay, stand by. Forward. Go, board, go, board. Okay, all clear. Quarter. Light. Yeah, we'll get that. Line up.
On the dummy there by the Canadians, the old board down, carry on straight and pull the board out again. So got the Australians to get the tack in, but I don't know if they are laying. If they do lay, they'll be in great shape, but if they don't, they'll have 3 boats behind them to deal with as they try and get through the gate. So
You got the Swedish right under you.
very close race at the top.
It's very tight for that lay line.
So coming into the top gate in race 4, it looks a bit like rush hour out there, but it will be Andu, Team Australia, coming in to lead the pack around. Yayo Team Dutch sail at that 6th spot, having to do a lot of work. 1 leg of 4 completed, and Australia takes them round, followed closely by the Swedish, the Canadian, Sail Team Barcelona.
Absolutely ripping downwind here, both boats. 37, 38 knots of boat speed, right on the edge of grip.
Gap up slightly, be fast. Little. Copy. Anytime. Going in. 2, 1. Holding a bit. Yeah. Going now. Yeah. 2, 1. 4 down. Slow turn. Third invert.
And Team Australia repeat, unfortunately, of that last race. So the Swedish there just blowing straight by. Big rebuild there for the Aussies.
Let's go right. Heading up early here, I think 2 boards.
Suppose you were the coaching, you would have been thinking, you would be screaming. I thought you would have learned. So that opens the gate now for the other teams who are following and do Team Australia.
We're down in the board down. Slow turn. Third invert.
Both teams there holding it through, but the Swedes just doing a better job.
And haven't they just, because they lead the team, they lead the fleet around, Glenn.
Can you get a bit of a high mode?
Yeah.
It's quite hard to do on it then.
Big moment, leaders Swedish challenge off the balls.
this is the moment it happened. Going for the tack.
Yeah, just bow there, getting caught up in a wave and then a slower turn. So washing a lot of speed off, getting a lot of aero drag out the back, even further flying the bow up. So really tricky conditions, but they've managed to hang on to the lead here coming into the top. So they'll be looking to hang on down this final downwind.
Good recovery by the points leaders in Group B, the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis Technologies. One more leg to go, and they're heading towards the finish. Can they bag win number 2 today? Don't count your chickens in this AC40 racing. One moment can cost you. Sail Team Barcelona coming in position 2, followed closely by Concord Pacific Racing out of Canada. They're just quietly banking the points, the Canadians. And in the meantime, 2 in a row for the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis. Turning into the team to beat in Group B. Bang! 10 more points, folks. We'll take it. Just a wee look back at highlights of race 4 in Group B. You can see that we've just had a little bit of an extra delay. There's the committee boat, 8 minutes and counting. Sail Team Barcelona have called their delay card, which adds another 5 minutes, although they seem to have, they're up and going now, so that's not so bad. So that's encouraging too, and we know too that they've lengthened the course, so it gets even better, doesn't it?
You can see the big cloud coming out over the city. It has forced the right slightly to the right-hand side, so we'll need to rejig the course slightly, but shouldn't take too long.
All right, so that's what we are looking forward to, racing. Look at this for conditions. How about this? That big rain cloud that the team were talking about is certainly on us now here in the Barcelona, but we're not too far away from a start in race 7 in Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And that's the team to beat, Sweden in Group B. They own their own boat, have more time on the water and experience than any other of the Group B challenges, and they've consistently performed under pressure. They've won 4 of the last 5 races. They are a real contender.
Being here in Barcelona, having Artemis Technologies behind us, it's huge. I was a small kid a few years ago seeing the big cups when Artemis was in it, and now I'm sitting here being a part of it.
We've had a long year since we started about a year and a half ago, working together and training in the moth and wasps and a lot in the simulator. And now it's pretty cool how it's just been narrowing down throughout the time in the team and just the intensity of the whole group.
I think Artemis Technologies behind us, it means everything. Like their experience from cups before, but also like the people in the company and their knowledge.
In Belfast, I have the simulator, which it's a big platform, which is like raised above the ground, and it kind of moves around. You kind of feel all the forces, and it's very responsive to everything that you're doing on the boat.
I think Artemis does it very well. They did the 2 cups. We started foiling and taking all those years of development to actually do something bigger than just for the sport. It's something we're really proud of, and connect like sport and sailing and development in that area to actually do something good for the planet as well. It's huge.
So I'm the port trimmer on the boat, and in front of me I have Ludwig Lindqvist, who has a really long background in the laser class. He has an incredible talent, I think, from the racing side, which he can really bring to the team. Just racing in such a big fleet for Ludde, I think that really helps in this style of racing as well.
And then behind Ludde, on the port side, trimming on port, is Hugo Christensen, who's been, also started in dinghy and done a few Olympic campaigns, and lately been sailing a lot of moth.
And then on the other side we have Rasmus and Oskar Engström, who have sailed together for a lot of years in the M32, which I think helps since they know each other a lot. And I think we're all 4 quite different, which complements us quite well. I'm a bit more maybe stable in my mood, and the others maybe get a bit more intense when stuff is going on, which I think quite helps in the racing So it's a good team. The America's Cup is something I've been following for probably 12 years since I started sailing, and something I've always wanted to become part of. And
being where pretty much every sailor is at the moment in Barcelona, and competing against the best in our age, you couldn't dream about anything else.
The Swedish Challenge currently sitting on 52 points in Group B, 20 clear of Andu Team Australia, and they are a lock for the final series, which should be tomorrow. The weather looks, well, it's just one of those days. Let's go on the water to chase zero. Peter, what do you make of these conditions, and what sort of racing are we going to get?
I think the racing will be superb once they get going. It's just this big black cloud that's hanging over the racetrack, and it's extending south of where we are. There's a bit of rain in it, but it is now starting to show signs of clearing over the city. And then further out to the left, out to sea, it certainly, there's a lot of blue sky out there. I just think this black one initially is going to pull the wind to the right, and then hopefully it will clear and it will settle down.
Cracking. Good news off the water with Peter Lester on Chase Zero, a hydrogen-powered chase boat. There's a lot of it being a very sustainable regatta, and it's so good to see. There they are, the Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies, man, 4 in a row, and everybody's going, wow, okay. I'm sure the Group A team at Nordosa Prada Pirelli are taking a close look at what the Swedish Challenge are doing, because those two are the form of the fleet right now.
Targets are going to be varied from 24 to 7. Seems like we're really offloaded most of the time.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
So a grey and rainy day, but we are going to go racing to finish off Group B. We have 2 races to go. This will be race 7, and then we'll follow that with race 8, and then we'll get going with the final 4 races in Group A. It could be a busy old day with a bit of mayhem. That team there, they need to get going. Yacht Team Dutch Sail.
Yeah, it's dramatic weather, isn't it? But there's going to be plenty of drama on this racetrack. They need to deliver in these 2 races.
Delivery is going to have to come in the form of basically a first or a second to get them into that top 3. And what you will see when we go racing is all the team flags at the bottom of your screen, and we'll remind you again when it pops up, but there'll be a green line and a red line. The green line at the top of the flag, you're in. Red line, you're still out.
Swinging a lot the shifts, so need to talk about that around the course at the moment. Big lefty. Yeah, big lefty now. No need to kill for the boat then, but happy to set up for the boat then. Happy. And it runs to leeward, closing the gap slowly.
Yeah, lots of chat about the breeze. It is a long way from being stable. Lots going on in the sky and also on the track.
Yeah, potentially expecting some breeze changes in angle and in strength even throughout this race, so definitely an eyes out of the boat day again. A lot flatter water today than we saw the previous couple of days, so we possibly won't see quite as much hobby horsing, but certainly got to be on your toes and keep your eyes out of the boat.
Concord Pacific Racing out of Canada, another team that needs to get a win. That doesn't look healthy.
Not with a minute to go. The Germans there, they're going to have to spin the boat back up closer to the wind there to actually get the boat to level off. And they will be absolutely late for the start, the German teams. Team if they can't get accelerated. A lot of boats out on the right-hand side of the course setting up here, and they'll be looking for a time on distance start from there.
Replay of the Germans. Ugh.
Just too high on the foils there, not getting the boat in the water, but heading into the start here, a lot of boats getting set up now.
Yeah, we saw the Swedish have done this start in every single race, a timed run from the right-hand side and hitting that line at pace.
Dutch team very early here.
Yeah.
17 seconds. Yep. Short, 7 to kill. Well to go. 3, 2, 1, and yeah, no issues to do work.
Canada really, really early at the left-hand end there. They will possibly be over the start line early here.
It's on, race 7, Group B, and the race to the final series is on.
OCS penalty, get behind penalty.
Just running out of runway there, the Canadians.
Australian team 1.7 metres behind the line. Leading the charge to that left-hand boundary.
His first tack's absolutely critical for positioning. Dutch will probably roll out earlier because the Australians will have boundary protection as the Dutch cave and roll, so the Australians there will have boundary protection, but as soon as they sail out of the boundary, they will be the giveaway yacht.
Finish crossing, then no turns. Cross your bow in 3. Heading into.
The Swedish team having right of way over the Australians, but nothing in this race at the moment.
It's going to chase 0, Peter Lester.
Yeah, I like the tactic of the Swedish team. That far right time run, it works a treat, and then they have starboard advantage over the boats coming off on port from the boundary. So that was really well executed by the Swedes.
Copy. Angle. Target 27. Copy. And pump the 5.
If Swedish really attacking this racetrack with a game plan, racing well.
We're getting 28 in this one.
Local team from Barcelona leading the charge out to that right-hand side of the course, sailing the boat really well here.
Struggling a little with the...
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, lengthening the course to 1.2 nautical miles.
Okay, Spanish go. Stand by for my board call.
Yeah, currently got an average wind of 14
crossing.
knots. Plenty for this kind of racing.
Come on, play. Stand by tags.
Ideal conditions at the moment.
On, board down. 2, on, board up.
Australians there possibly on lay for that left turn.
Dust crossing Swedes. Okay, copy that. Confirm left turn.
Well, there is a lot of pressure on Andrew Team Australia. They may be sitting in the top 3, but nothing is a given with this points allocation. So they really need a strong finish here, and they are going to lead the majority of the teams at this top gate. So the first leg of 4, it's Andrew Team Australia. They will be followed through by Sail Team Barcelona. Then there's Yacht Team Dutch Sail. They need big points if they want to get into the final series. And here comes the Swedish challenge, and there's a good pickup, as you can see. AC Team Germany and the Canadians complete leg 1 of 4.
Such a tight first leg, tiny leg. The boats absolutely rammed together.
Let's stay in the shift phase, I guess.
The Swedish, they're having to sail back through a little bit of dirty air there from the boats that have come up on the upwind. So although they are in pressure, having to sail through a bit of turbulent air. Australians pulling off their jibe nicely, and they'll be pinning the ears back now and holding the throttle open.
Slight fast mode is good.
Spanish there, not far behind either, so they'll be in clear air.
Up the course, pressure is now in the left a little bit. Definitely getting too flat in the gym there, Max. Maybe a little sheeties.
What's really noticeable in this flatter water of how the manoeuvres look so much more in control from the whole fleet.
I totally agree with Pete's call there. Absolutely ideal conditions for the AC40s here. Nice flat water compared to yesterday. Still a few little lumps, but nothing like we saw a couple of days ago.
Great comeback by the German team. They got a lovely puff of breeze on that side. Now right back in the game here.
AC Team Germany are flying. They're just like they've come out of a rocket. Look at them go.
The Swedes, after being right at the front of the fleet, just out their right-hand side, having to duck a few transoms and then tack and take the left turn, going from leading the race to back into the 4th or 5th position. But Yacht Team Dutch Sail, very wobbly jibe there from the Dutch team. They've come off the foils. That's going to hurt.
Maximizing after. Mainline at 5.
Andrew Team Australia, Sail Team Barcelona in positions 1 and 2. Both those teams need these positions to pretty much stay where they are if they want to get even closer to confirming themselves in the top 3 and tomorrow's final series. There's the green. So you can see the green over the top of the flags. That means they are still in the final series. Red, you're out of contention at this point. And do Team Australia leading at the bottom gate for the first time.
That's the schnitzel. That's how you want to get around the bottom mark. Be happy with that one.
They will be followed around by, Sail Team Barcelona.
Not pretty, but they're round, Stephen.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't pretty, was it? And then opposite marks for the Swedes and also the Germans, Yacht Team Dutch Sail. They have got to move through this fleet if they want to be a part of the final series, as do Concord Pacific Racing from Canada, who complete leg 2. We're halfway home in race 7, Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
Happy to go. 2, 1, board. And turning. And power in the exit. Hold. Hard rescue. Catch here.
Australians there, Shirley just tacking on that left-hand boundary, so still in control of this race, but very, very shifty breeze coming down, and it does look like at the moment a possible advantage to that left-hand side of the racetrack for pressure and angle, so interesting to see how it pans out from here.
We've got breeze from 8 knots to 16 knots on the track.
As we said, definitely heads out of the boat sort of a day.
If you're used to watching the America's Cup with 2 boats, you'll realise how crazy this is. You've got to be pretty adaptable if you're sailing one of these in a fleet of 6.
Swedes digging their way back into this race after being back in 4th or almost 5th position, so they possibly could be moving their way up into 3rd position. The Swedish.
You want to do one in
10 degrees right there.
This was green.
And on target all the time. Okay, we're gonna
let's go on to Chase 0, Peter Lester.
Right. Over that, my board.
Australia are doing a pretty nice job, really comfortable. So what's happening now, this that rain cloud's moved off to the left. On the back of the cloud, there's a big blue spot developing above us. And I think they're heading the Australians right to the heart of the blue spot. As the Spanish who are right behind them, so a bit of local knowledge from the Spanish, but that'll set them up when they get to this ley line to come across and on starboard to this top mark for the 2nd time.
And rolling up from here, 2 over, going out.
And do Team Australia. Beautiful tack there in flatter water conditions, so they'll be trying to get to that left-hand turn. They're almost on ley line there. If they get a little wind from there, they won't be far off laying that left turn. So the Spanish also trying to get up the ladder run as far as they can to minimise the manoeuvres.
It's been a strong performance from Team Australia. They've come out understanding what they need to do today, and they actually needed the win to pretty much confirm themselves in tomorrow's final series. Now, if it stays like this, they can sort of celebrate a little early and then spend the next race refining how they sail the 40.
Let's not jinx it, Stephen.
Here we go. Here we go.
No, sailing well at the moment. This is very much more replicatory to what the simulator feels like in these conditions for these boats. So all the teams getting the boats around the track cleanly.
So, Team Australia right now have been leading from start. They're not at the finish yet, but they are doing what Glenn has suggested they are used to on the simulator, the Sea State and the wind playing ball as they finish leg 3 and head on down for the final leg, followed by Sail Team Barcelona. They will go close to potentially qualifying if this race holds and their position stays. Look at this. AC Team Germany, no, back and forth, back and forth. Sweden, who are already a lock on 52 points. And it will be AC Team Germany rounding that mark and leading the Swedes.
It's the first race we've seen the Swedish not lead around this last mark, or be leading on this last downwind. So sailing back into the gas there, the Swedish. So they will be putting the gas masks on there for the moment.
Yeah, it's a pretty punchy call to jibe that early into all the turbulent air.
They were sailing right in the dirt of the German team, but not many options there to jibe away and get clear, but they'll be hoping to make the gains further on the downwind, sailing back out to clean air over to the left.
All these teams will have been in the simulator the last couple of days. They're putting in, reinforcing the learnings from actually time on the water, listening to your coaching tips on the broadcast, Glenn. But they look a lot smoother today.
Well, that is beautifully locked in there in both pitch and roll there on board. Andu, Team Australia, absolutely fantastic conditions here. 33 knots of boat speed in about 11 knots of breeze, so 3 times wind speed on this downwind leg.
Just a reminder, those green and red bars that you saw, green is good. You're in the final series at this point. You're in the top 3. The red, you're still, as we say, a bit like golf, you are below the cut line. And right now, Andu, Team Australia, might have done enough to lock them in.
Good battle going on for the final place on the podium, and the Spanish team, local boys from Barcelona, really ripping downwind as well, so they'll be really happy if they can hang on to that 7-point finish in second place.
Points really loaded for second and third. Massive advantage to be on the podium in each race.
So just an eye, there you go. Green is good, you're above the cut line. Red is bad, you're below the cut line. We already know that the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis are a lock for tomorrow's final series. Who the other two will be might have been sorted by the end of this race. Currently, Australia, if they continue on here, get the full 10 points, which it looks like they will go to 42. That will lock them in. Andu, Team Australia. From start to finish at each gate, they have done it and done it well. And they are moving forward in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. The final series is upon them.
Nice, good work, everyone. Very nice. Okay, stand by for a roundup. Yep.
Now, as you can see, we've got the Canadians sitting in position 3, but Sail Team Barcelona will pick up 7 points here. That'll move them to 35. That might be enough for the local team to go through as well. Sail Team Barcelona, 7 points, second place.
Fantastic result there for the local Sail Team Barcelona. They'll be really happy with that. It's a fantastic effort.
This is a good performance from Concord Pacific Racing, but they are going to have to win a race. They're going to have to win a race. This will put them on 26 points. And they'd have to basically hope that Sail Team Barcelona get a DSQ. They're through in third. Look at this finish from Yacht Team Dutch Sail against the Swedish. Oh, almost a photo finish, but there it is. Sweden fourth. Yacht Team Dutch Sail fifth, and AC Team Germany, after looking strong in the first 3 legs, come home in 6th position.
Okay, coming up in 2, 1, coming up.
All teams finishing within not too much distance of each other, so it just shows these conditions are a little easier to sail the boats in. Everyone getting around the track nice and cleanly. Some really close racing and an extremely close finish there between the Swedish team and the Dutch, so great yachting.
So let's confirm race 7 Group B. Big win for Andu Team Australia. They are moving on to the Final series tomorrow. Sail Team Barcelona not quite out of it yet. Concord Pacific Racing may have left their run too late. We know the Swedish challenge powered by Artemis are already through. Yacht Team Dutch Sail may have seen their chance at advancing, go down the gurgler, and AC Team Germany have been their big improver. Let's confirm that. Look at the cut line and look at the points. So Concord Pacific Racing would have to hope that Sail Team Barcelona don't score any points and the next something goes wrong and they win the race and they will bounce Sail Team Barcelona out. But the top two are a lock in Group B.
Well, pre-start, we see the boat, the Germans on the left-hand side. A disaster, really, with the clock ticking and lots to do. But at start line, lovely start. Not quite for the Canadians, just misjudged that, but for the Australian team, the Dutch team and the Swedish, launched off the middle of the line.
This top gate was really, really close. Andrew Team Australia there, getting around in nice clear breeze, playing goggles the whole way up that work.
They kept that lead, actually extended a bit, beautifully sailed, really defensive sailing. They were not going to give that top spot away to anyone. And they held it all the way to the finish. Great start from the Australians. Good work.
Stand by for a roundup. Yep. 2, 1.
So a little bit of a fist bump in the cockpit. And Andu Team Australia get the 10 points and they are confirmed into tomorrow's final series. Cole Tapper, congratulations. Beautifully clean race. Must feel good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really exciting to lead around the top mark and actually bring it home was a nice change.
Oh, Cole, Glenn here, pretty nice to be able to hand the helm over to Jack. Not like a bag of spanners, mate. You've done a nice job there.
Yeah, no, it's really good. We had a little hiccup in the pre-set. We picked up a little bit of bamboo and weren't quite sure how to get rid of it, but managed to just get it off, and then Fergo did a beautiful job killing from right deep in the box, so yeah, really happy.
Great job, nice job.
Cole, massive congratulations. It was a great watch. I mean, a really tight racetrack. The boats are getting better and better and closer together. What's that like? The 6 boats just rammed on a tiny racetrack.
Yeah, well, with every race in this group, there's a lot more traffic. So as everyone, gets a better handle on these boats, us included, there's not as big a spread and it becomes tight at the corners for sure.
Appreciate the time, buddy. We'll see you in race 8.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Let's go on board Sail Team Barcelona, and Martin Wisner joins us right now. Congratulations. You're almost there. You're almost in the final series.
Yeah, the Australians are sailing really good, but with this competition, it doesn't matter. So let's keep it up like this, and tomorrow in semi-final, it's going to be another race.
Oh, mate, Glenn here, mate. Is there going to be any match racing going on in this final heat with the Canadians, or what should we expect?
We don't really know the points now. We will see the points and do the maths, but we just want to train for semi-final. We are confident on our performance, and we want to do a good paper tomorrow.
Well, let's tell you the points, shall we? Just at the moment, we've got you on 35 points and Canada in 4th position on 26. So something would have to go pretty bad for you for not to make the semi-finals. But, keep going, pal.
Yeah, thanks. So with those points, we're going to try and train for tomorrow and go for a win in this one. So.
Love the attitude. Thanks for your time, Martin. I really appreciate it. Let's go on board the Swedish ship and have a chat to Oscar. Oscar, did you just go out there knowing that you were a lock into the semi-finals and just refine what you were doing out there?
No, it takes the time to practice some details, but I mean, stuff out there, a lot of shifts. We did a good start, but not super happy with the rest of the race, but gonna swing back and take one more race to practice before going to the semis tomorrow.
What were you happy about?
The start and first beat was good, but then we didn't manage to shift as well as we hoped, but we'll learn and try to develop for next now.
Yeah, Oscar, Shirley here. We're just looking at a picture of you, and there's a massive black cloud behind you. What's it like on the racetrack? How crazy is it?
I mean, it's super good sailing, and now when it's slightly flatter, everyone becomes a bit yeah, the performance is more like between the boats now, so the racing is epic, always tight, good situations, so super fun day.
Yeah, and we're loving it as well. We'll see you in race 8.
Thank you.
Well, it was definitely worth having a look at this. Look, Germany right back in it, came over to the left-hand side of the track after nearly capsizing pre-start, and we're hugely back into the game. Impressive sailing, not giving up, pressing on. Good work.
Fantastic sailing in phase there, the Germans, and right back in the mix again after being well behind, so great effort. Just having a look at some of the stats here, and Team Australia, just that average speed, really, really good. And looking down there to the Swedish, 12 manoeuvres versus the Australians 8. So just being that little bit behind, trying to get clear, paying the penalty for that extra distance sail.
So this is where we're at the moment. We've just had fleet race number 7 in Group B. We're about to complete that group, and 2 of the 3 are confirmed, excuse me, into the final series tomorrow. And then we get back into Group A. There will be a battery change, I'm sure, because remember, they're all sharing these boats. Then we'll have fleet races 5, 6, 7 and 8 in Group A. We are moving closer to the 8th race in Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. What we can confirm right now, with 1 race to go, that Sweden and Team Australia are confirmed. 55 points, Sweden, 42 points for Australia. And Sail Team Barcelona, you're probably feeling pretty confident, at least knowing that 4th place Canada need to win, and they need to have something go horribly wrong, get no points, not to make it. But I loved Martin Wisner's attitude, didn't you? He says, no, we're going to have for the win. Let's bring this on.
100% the right attitude, and I think all the teams there really, really pushing hard, and we saw some really nice manoeuvres and some nice racecraft actually by a lot of the teams. So some really great racing and lovely conditions here at the moment here in Barcelona.
Let's just remind you that Concord Pacific Racing, one of the younger teams, you might say, more less experienced teams, they are the ones that have to absolutely go here and to use your term, Glenn, they have to rip it and hope that something terrible happens. We don't want that to happen to anyone, but it just gives us another little edge for that final spot, for something to go in. Pete, what do you think of this final race coming forward?
Conditions-wise, that big black cloud that influenced the previous race now has moved offshore, but there's another one building to the southwest of the city. Now, that's going to affect this race. I think what it'll do is it develops a wee bit more. It will drag the wind to the right. So I'd be looking for the teams to work that right-hand side, especially in the top third.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate that. So that's what we love to see, and that was the encouraging thing too, right? As you said, C was perfect for racing these 40s. Glenn and Shirley will just take a wee pause, come out, because we'll get confirmation that we are going racing to complete the 8-race schedule for Group B, the invited teams in this UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is on.
Such a different feel when all the conditions play into the hands. But again, to your point of earlier, Shirley, and earlier, I'm saying earlier in the regatta too, every boat has got better and better as the regatta has gone on.
The entire sailing world are really impressed, aren't they? Particularly by this group. They have Only one of them has had a boat really to practice on for any length of time, but they have really showcased their skills and their attitude. But these are the two boats trying to battle for that third place. The team from Barcelona just need a safe, solid race. They can only lose that third spot if Canada win, and they are last. Keep it safe.
This is very much what Simulator World provides. A little bit of chop, around about sort of 10 to 12, 14 knots. This is absolutely perfect conditions to race these boats in, so should expect some really close racing in this race coming up shortly.
We can see it's raining just off the top of the racetrack. I'm sure that's going to bring pressure during the race.
Well, it is a boat race at the end of the day, and you have to sail well. It's not just about boat handling, boat speed. You've got to go the right way as well on a dynamic day. Really got to get your heads out of the boat, so lots of communication on the racetrack as well as the sailing of the boat.
Coming down big time.
Okay, happy to press low here.
Copy, coming down to 20. Pushing trim.
Not too low, Julie. Yeah, light is coming up.
Potentially some big shifts in the breeze with two rain clouds there, pushing the breeze out the front of the rain as it comes down and then swinging back the other way. So we can see some pretty interesting angles here.
Stand by tech. Matches op dit moment. Probeer. Bijna gaan we al. Ja. Go, down.
Sweden about to tack, lining up for their timed run, their approach that they love from the right-hand side.
Hold here. Ja, zet. En dan doen we uit de Canada 2 boten dekken onderop. Hij is coming up. Oké. Ja, we hebben veel start up here. Standing. Speed to mark on exit.
Australians quite a long way back in this setup for this start, so they'll be needing to get themselves wound up here and find a gap.
Keep pressing. They're on boat lane.
Canadians pretty early as well there again.
Clear for your boat start. Point one to kill. Into kill. To kill.
Two boats looking early.
Germany over there.
Race 8.
This is the umpires. OCS get behind penalties. Canada, Germany.
Group B. Race 8. Group B is a go. The last race before the final series for the top 3 in this group.
Well, Canada had to do something bold, didn't they? And they so nearly pulled that
This is
off.
the umpires. Germany clear. Canada, you still have a get behind penalty. OCS.
Can I go forward? Yes, go forward every time. Sorry.
The Australian team winning that start, they were 8 centimetres back from the line.
That is
penalty clear.
Pushing it close, but beautifully executed, and all clear.
Not even a blink of an eye. I can't quite do the maths yet.
Right, that's spot on, Bevan. That's exactly what you're after.
Okay, we can hit these guys out of here. It'll probably be a gain.
Okay, copy, holding. Your call. Top rider's strong.
Australian team getting more and more confident. You can feel it. You can hear it coming off the boat.
The only ones that have gone. You happy with the Spanish there, Fergo? Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
2. Hold. Building. Up power peak.
Forward.
Awake.
Forward.
Up. Forward down.
2. 1. Forward up.
But it's going to chase 0 with Peter Lester. The Canadians had to try something, Peter, didn't they?
Yeah, but wrong choice, to be honest. They started at the leeward end, and that was not the favoured end. The favoured end of the line was up where Australia and Spain. So pretty tough to come back when you start at the disadvantaged corner of the start line and you're over.
Oh, just watching a couple of attacks there, breeze dropping there. Some teams doing a better job of repowering the sails there.
Two boats.
The Aussies just not powering up quite enough there, a little bit too flat and too stood on those sails, and they've just dropped a bit of pace there. So the Spanish taking the lead and sailing over to that right-hand side of the course. So really great race here.
Make a call, boys.
Need to get out of here. Yes, stand by.
Yeah, both the Swedish team and the Spanish did really well in that transition, really managing it. It's so up and down, relying a lot on the synchronicity with the trimmers.
And do Team Australia getting bounced around through the middle there and possibly slipping back a little bit.
Massive right-hand shift here, 20 degrees.
We talked about those big shifts potentially coming down, so expect to see the boats at the top of the screen, the Swedish, the Dutch and the Spanish all taking gains as that shift comes in. Basically a big pinwheel. The boat's on the bottom side of that, sailing extra distance.
Just hold the phone for a moment. Look who's sitting in the lead at the moment after that OCS. At this particular point in time, it's Concord Pacific Racing who actually need to win. Well, for the moment.
Coming up, sync up. Board up.
Another line of pressure coming on there, so going to be a really, really tight top gate rounding here. All three boats, 3 on 3. It'll be a bit of a melee.
How about that? Synchronized flying. Sail Team Barcelona. You heard Martin Business say in his post-race interview, we're going out to win the race. Well, let's put it this way. At the top gate, Sail Team Barcelona are winning the race. 3 legs to go, though. Long way. But they're doing exactly what they need to confirm themselves in tomorrow's final series, Sail Team Barcelona. And the fleet follow them around. AC Team Germany take the opposite mark.
Staying above their line. Really light here.
And do Team Australia having their moments, but they are a lock for the semi-finals.
They're going from leading the race to just a little wobbly tack and a little down speed exit there, and you go from first to last in the blink of an eye. The Spanish powering up those sails nicely out of those light air tacks and now leading the race, so it's a game of millimetres.
Green line says you're in the 3. Red line says you're out of the 3.
Big tow-away pressure there down the middle of the course for the Swedes. Spanish now getting to that same angle as well, so sailing into the back of good pressure, more wind at the bottom of the course, so expect to see the leaders extend.
Vamos un poco lentos de más, ¿vale? Presión gorda en 3. Ahí va. Esa buena cosa ahora. 1. Presión. Muy buena esa. Va, bien, bien, va. Eso es. Modo más alto, porfa. 130 vale, no más escora de -1, porfa.
This has been a great leg, hasn't it, for the Spanish? If they finish in this position, they will finish overall in second and guarantee their spot to the final series. Getting better and better.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 215 and shortening the course to 1.2 nautical miles.
It's interesting, different style of racing today in this flat water, and it's about positioning, and a big influence is the cloud cover. And right now they're in a blue spot, and in the blue spot you get a little freshening, and still that wind is rotating to the left at the bottom of the course, and that is helping the leaders.
Big time. Okay, we have to go through the yards.
I don't think so. No,
Some big decision-making coming up on how these teams tackle this bottom third of the course, so setting up for a clean gate rounding, potentially some big overtaking opportunities as they come into the bottom of the course here.
1 more.
Ladies, we're left turn. That pressure looks right. Happy to go left turn then?
One more coming from the left.
So approaching the halfway mark in this 8th and final race in Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And it's the local team, Sail Team Barcelona, again leading at the bottom gate this time. Halfway done, 2 to go. Ripping in behind them on the opposite mark is the Swedish challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies.
A big right there. I want to take it.
The Canadians follow the Swedes around. In comes Yayo Dutch Team Sail, AC Team Germany, and then Andu Team Australia.
One, turning up. As coming. Holding this angle now.
Like that. Flag it. Running you up. Come on. Stop in the boat.
Yayo Team Dutch Sail locking the boat in nicely and picking up some good angles on that last downwind to get themselves into a solid position here.
Presión en 3, 2, 1. Presión.
Esta parece que es buena presión, ¿eh? Vamos a llegar al
Vamos a acompañar bastante. Mine, board up. Clear. 3, 2, 1. We're down. And turning. Board up.
High exit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Building.
Yeah, good flow. Copy. A small crest.
Off in 5.
He's main tacking before boundary.
And pressure on here. Under.
Still pressing at the moment, just behind.
And on target. Up.
Nice. Coming
Board
up.
Big breeze on the right
Ludwig
here.
Lindqvist and Hugo Christensen
Picking on the
the port side.
Behind them, yeah, like that.
Big breeze in 5. It's going to
Small press.
Cool heads, very practiced comms also.
Lost a lot of speed there. Heading at a 50 to zone here. Axe lefty. Rest of the fleet is going. Should we follow them? Yeah, I like this small lefty. I think it'd be
The locals here on their home waters showing everyone how it's done though, surely at the moment.
They've also tacked to protect their promotion. Canada is, well, you can see Canada there just slightly shepherding the opposition, not taking any risk. Smart, mature racing.
The Canadians there having to win the race and the Spanish having to finish last for Canada to make this final. So the Spanish there will just be keeping them in the rearview mirror if they can, keeping it clean from here. Conrad Konitzer and Antonio Torrado. Taking over Martin Wisner and Hami from his really nice comms on board there. Understand a few Spanish words, but lots of talk about the racetrack and their opponents.
Esta no, la de la derecha. Ok, perfecto. Mantengo un 50, ¿vale? Ahí va. Le hemos sacado aquí 10 esloras fácil, ¿eh? Buenísima. Vamos ahora a la nube. Es probable que bajando hacia el campo más a sotavento haya menos viento, ¿vale? Vale, te escucho, pero muy jodido, ¿eh? Vale, repito, cada vez habrá menos viento yendo a sotavento. Estamos en la máxima racha ahora en la nube. Vas arribada 1, ¿vale? Eso es, arribada 1 y mantenemos velo para trasluchar pronto.
Sailing a beautiful race at this point, heading up to leg number 3. And this, you can sense the excitement in the voice of the local team, Sail Team Barcelona. One more leg to go, and they will definitely be racing tomorrow in the semi-finals. Just remember that finals series is the top 3 from each group, Group A and Group B, 4 fleet races to find the top 2. So all the points you gather now, you need them to get there, but then they are erased. Swedish challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies. Just doing what they need to do. They will be in the final series starting tomorrow.
It's a really nice beat by the Swedish team.
It's light already on.
Concord Pacific Racing will be 3rd around the top gate for the final time, followed by AC Team Germany, who, again, I would hesitate to say are the big improvers of this regatta. Yayo Team Dutch Sail, 5th place is not going to be enough. And if Andu Team Australia stay in this position, in position 6, and the Spanish finish off with the top spot, that will bump Andu Team Australia into 3rd position. Doesn't matter so long as you're in the final series.
Yeah, you don't take any of the points with you into the final series. Clean slate, it all starts again.
It's difficult when you're behind in these type of races where the breeze is fairly steady now, locking in, a lot of dirty air to dig your way back through, so not a lot of opportunity there to dig back into this.
Wind softening all the time. 9-10 knots over most of the track. I love that some of the words are in English.
Makes it nice for us to understand, but doing a beautiful job. Local team from Barcelona. Sailed a beautiful race. Really good boat handling. Nice powering up and depowering of those twin skin mainsails and that little J2 jib. They'll be on their way down to the finish. Great race for second and third.
Yo creo que lo meto. Vale. Bueno, no, hacemos 2 boards, ¿vale? Creo que no lo metemos. No lo metemos. Tenemos un
They got a lot of chat.
think they're excited?
Justo en Leyland y lo metemos a 2 boards. Para un poquito. No tengáis miedo a orzar. Tiene presión grande en 3. Ellos tampoco lo meten.
Sail Team Barcelona. They won the first race in Group B. They will win the last race in Group B, but most importantly, they are heading to the final series tomorrow in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Sail Team Barcelona rocket to the finish line and get the win. Following them in, another team that has been so strong and had already confirmed a place. The Swedish Challenge, powered by Artemis Technologies. They finished second. They'll be racing tomorrow.
Jive over. Okay, 4 down into 1. Very slow, Oscar.
How good to hear the team from Sail Team Barcelona just going, yeah, and let's just remind you, they said they were going for the win at the end of the last race, and they got the win. Concord Pacific Racing, what might have been. But again, like AC Team Germany and all the teams, big improvers with more time in the AC40. They will finish third.
Okay, Swedish below, rounding up. So
Yacht Team Dutch Sail could be another case of if they hadn't had a did not start and an intention not to race, or an instruction not to race, excuse me, could they have been in the final series?
And Team Australia, although they've brought up the rear in this race, they did enough in that first race with that fantastic race win, so it didn't really matter where they finished in this race. Went hard and will make the final cut and will be in the finals tomorrow.
And you'll clear any angle. I got no eyes on Chase. He might be there now on the left. I was having to hold this way.
And Team Australia crossed the line, but they too will be in the final series tomorrow here in Barcelona.
Down, then a round up. 2, 1, 4 down. Running up into.
Must be a nice feeling knowing you crossed the line last, but still know that you will be in the final series. Confirmation, the 8th and final race in Group B of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Sail Team Barcelona get the 15-second win against Artemis Swedish Challenge, followed by Concord Pacific Racing, the Dutch, the Germans, and Australia. So here it is. These are the confirmed positions. The top 3 go through to tomorrow's final series, and we can confirm Sweden, Sail Team Barcelona, and Andu Team Australia. And congratulations to Concord Pacific Racing, Yacht Team Dutch Sail, and Team Germany for being part of what has been a wonderful, solid series of racing in these AC40s in Group B. So let's go on board Sail Team Barcelona. Martin, about 20 minutes ago, you said you were going for the win. You got the win. Congratulations. How good?
Yeah, the team is doing a great job. We're sailing the boat really nicely today and we're enjoying it. These boats are designed for flat water, so we are just ripping around and the racing is getting closer and closer with hours on the boat for all the teams.
Martin, we loved it when you crossed the line and we could hear you celebrate. How excited are you to make it into the final, into the next phase of this?
Yeah, really happy. It was our goal to get into the semi-final to compete with the big guys and see how's the level and how close we can get to them. So really happy to how it's going and really looking forward for tomorrow and try to do the surprise and maybe get a bullet tomorrow.
All right, congratulations, buddy. I know there's a lot of work to do and you've got a lot of thinking about how you're going to approach the 4 races tomorrow to give it a big nudge. So well played.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Let's go on board the team that finished top of the pile in Group B. They were confirmed before we even started today, and that was the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis Technologies. And we've got Oscar and also Ludwig joining us right now. I might start with you, Ludwig, if that's okay. Okay, so how does the mindset now change with the final series in front of you tomorrow?
I suppose you gotta go for the win in the final rounds. There's only 2 winners, so I think we're just gonna aim for the wins.
How much better do you think you're sailing after 8 races than opposed to the first race?
Way better. It's a lot of routines that you're not used to. And every race you learn new things, and it's good progress.
All right, thanks, mate. We'll jump across and have a quick chat to Oscar. Well, you said you were struggling at the start. Was the start any better for that race?
No, we'll start this race, but sail better around the course. So take that with us for tomorrow, and stoked to get the final round going.
How confident going into the final series tomorrow are you, considering that you've already seen what Luna Rossa are like, and they will pretty much head there as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've done good preparation and feel confident in both, but I mean, it's all about being on top the right day, and that's probably tomorrow, so it's going to make sure we show our best game tomorrow.
All right, best of luck. I know you've got to get out of the boat, so I'll let you go.
Thanks, you.
Of course, they are sharing that boat with the American Magic crew. Let's go on to Andu, Team Australian Cole Tapper. Well, okay, last place finish, but doesn't really matter because you're racing in the final series tomorrow.
Yeah, not what we wanted for our last race of qualifying, but, you know, that just shows how tough the fleet is right now.
Where do you think you are sailing-wise this 40 as a group?
We're doing a lot of good things, just sometimes we're not putting together the whole race, so we've got plenty to work on and plenty to look at before we get racing again.
Okay, mate, I know you've got to jump out of that boat, so congratulations. We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Well, Canada had to do something special, and Germany, any hope to make the cut. Both of them just over the line. Coming off with pace, though, was the Australians and the Swedish. It was tight at that top mark, all 6 boats together, but the Spanish weaved their way through and held on to that lead.
So had some really nice angles, didn't they, Shirley? And the Swedish team also stringing together quite a few nice shifts there and digging their way back into that race for a solid result, showing what they can potentially do for tomorrow's racing. But it was the Spanish who got the race win, as they said they were wanting to do, and we will see them tomorrow in the finals.
Yeah, well, this was a key moment. First, Windward Gate, and Australia goes from 1st to 6th. I mean, do you play it safe or do you risk for glory? And for Australia leading this race at the first upwind gate, they decided to duck 1, 2, 3 boats, while Canada put it all on the line to tack tight inside Sweden, the series leaders. And Canada managed to hold on and squeezed into 3rd, compared with Australia's cautious approach, putting them back in 6th. Australia, I guess, didn't need the points, and Canada did, and clearly it shows just how close to the edge each team are pushing.
Having a look at some of the stats here, and it was really the day for Sail Team Barcelona. Beautiful, beautiful race in that final race, showing that they will be absolutely a force to be reckoned with as we go into tomorrow's racing. Best average VMG there and best average speed for today's second race.
The Sail Team Barcelona, their Youth America's Cup couldn't have gone better. The team led by Martin Visner won the first race and the last race, and a series of strong performances have earned them a berth in the semi-finals.
As a Spanish sailor, seeing the cup coming to Spain and so to beautiful Barcelona, it's an honor.
Really, really exciting, and yeah, we will try to do our best and make everyone proud in Spain.
It's looking like the Youth America's Cup is going to be a really competitive competition. All the youth team are preparing themselves as good as they can.
We have been preparing the simulator. That is the most useful tool that we can have. That you can really compare numbers and settings and things with the real boat. So we have put many, many hours in the simulator. We have always become gamers. Yeah, just training the communication settings and just different things to try to figure out how the actual boat works without breaking everything in the water. Martin Wisner is my helm. We are on the starboard side of the boat. I've sailed with him since I'm a kid. We are really good friends. For sure, he's really, really talented. One of the biggest talents I've seen. He has demonstrated along his short sailing career the results that he has, and yeah, that he's really talented and has a great future ahead.
Jaime Pram is the starboard trimmer, so it's going behind me. He's trying to teach me how to steer the boat. He's a really talented guy. We've sailed together since Optimism for 20 together, fighting together.
Antonio Torrado is the port trimmer, so I work a lot with him to try to find new settings and the most optimal thing for the boat. He just doesn't want to rest. He keeps working and working and working. Sometimes we have to stop him, but yeah, that's probably his biggest strength, I think.
Konrad Konitzer is the port helm, and he's a really good friend of mine. He's a really talented sailor. He knows the rules really well, and he loves just trying to beat the other boat, so perfect combination.
I think we are clearly the underdogs.
We always dream of being in the America's Cup, so this is a step forward of achieving our goal in the future. Really excited to be competing in these amazing boats and also in our country, in Spain, and beautiful Barcelona here.
Sail Team Barcelona representing Real Club Náutico de Barcelona. Not a bad spot, actually. Popped in there the other day. Very nice spot to look over the marina, but haven't they done a magnificent job?
I'm surprised they let you in, Steve. But I mean, oh yeah, I mean, they've really impressed, haven't they? I mean, they're pretty accomplished sailors in their own right. They're skiff sailors. They've won world championships. But really just to watch them have the best time. I mean, they're really gelling and coming together and loving every moment in the AC40.
Yeah, brilliant conditions. It's hard not to have fun in these boats, in these wonderful conditions, and just to see the smiles on their faces as they were coming into the finish line there, just knowing that they'd sailed a really beautiful race and executed their manoeuvres well, and yeah, absolutely awesome. How lucky are they?
It's amazing too when you think about it, but when you mention it earlier in the commentary, Glenn, about how beautifully they were racing when the conditions were exactly what they had expected maybe on the sim.
Yeah, these flatter water conditions definitely suit the smaller foiling boats a lot better when you're sailing in, you know, a small boat in big choppy waves. Yeah, really difficult. The foils struggle to sort of stay inside the water. You see the AC75s, the big brother, big sister boats, they just gobble that sort of stuff up and just blow through. So really good job by all the teams. They will take away some huge learning experiences from the last couple of days of racing, and we've got some more fantastic racing coming up, so today's looking like it's going to be an absolute ripper.
Yeah, we're not too far away from Group A as well. Yeah, you mentioned the AC75s. We've been so immersed in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. We're only a few days away, Thursday, from the start of the Louis Vuitton Cup final between Ineos Britannia and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. So there is so much happening this week. You better be just buttoned in and make sure wherever you're watching around the world, you do not miss a beat of it all. So just a reminder now, we are heading towards Group A. So there's battery changes and team swap. So what we are going to bring you is a reminder about Group A. We're going to take you back to fleet race number 2, Group A, UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
So those boats that are
Race committee from Switzerland, we still have technicians on board.
All they want to know. Heard from the Swiss saying they've still got technicians on board. Well, they've used up their 5-minute delay card, so it could be, thanks for coming. It'll be race on, and you aren't racing.
Switzerland, you are instructed to not sail this race, and you will be awarded points as per the sailing instructions.
Okay, similar instructions to what Orient Express L'Oreal Racing were given, so that would be, as Shirley quite rightly said, 4 points confirmed. Shirley, the Orient Express Racing were advised not to race, so they got 4 points from that.
2 boats have already entered. We got that one. You can see we'll be last.
It looks like it'll be 4 points for the Swiss team as well, so it will be a 4-boat race with about 1 minute and 15 to go. So stand by for some great action here, with the 4 boats pushing hard for maximum points.
Tell you what, I was the 4th place boat, so I'd be a bit aggrieved to only get 3. But anyway, here we go, up and racing, 1 minute to go in race 2 of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, a 4-boat race. Can Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli show the way again? We're about to find out.
One board up, Fede. Dentro hanno board up. Hanno ancora da bruciare, sereni.
Still plenty of time to kill there for the Italians. They'll be needing to just pump the brakes a little. Slow down. British there. Attacking shortly as well, so fantastic conditions here in Barcelona.
British off the foils, costly.
They'll have to do a quick rebuild there. The Americans and the Italians, Kiwis pulling the trigger. They'll be the top 3 boats off the line.
It's like a big bias on this line.
Time to go racing again. Race 2, Group A, UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli had the best start, just 2 meters back. But look at the acceleration of Emirates Team New Zealand.
They got fired out of the cannon pretty nicely there, being able to wind up with good overspeed and have converted nicely. Possibly a little right-hand shift as well there for the Kiwis. Next cross, pretty critical for these top 3 boats.
Nice defending by the Kiwis.
Nicely managed.
Tiny looking jibs.
Compared to the J1s, a huge reduction in sail area there.
Right. I'll get the runners down there. Yeah, all good. I mean, BMT high, if anything. Big wave here. Well, Terrence guys a little press.
Just to put it into context, they've gone from 36 square metre jibs down to 23 square metre jibs, so huge reduction in area. Really close racing here between the Americans and the Italians. The Italians having to survive, thread the eye of the needle here. Kiwis sailing up round their bow.
Great pace by the Kiwis. Used it well to move forward.
Fantastic shots as the boats come up to the top here. The Italians doing a really nice job there to thread the eye of the needle and actually sail up around the bow. Oh, and a big touchdown. That'll wash off some pace.
Yeah, Emirates Team New Zealand, great height, didn't they? And the Italians were struggling to live there, really paid for it.
Italians just going to have to hold and follow the Kiwis in here. Breezier conditions, less dirty air than in the lighter conditions, so Italians will be tacking there. Oh, another big splash down there off the top of that swell, but they'll build quickly.
Emirates Team New Zealand lead the four-boat fleet in race 2 at the top gates for the first time. Chased by LunaRossa, Prada Pirelli. If you want a battle and someone to chase you, just wait to see it unfold with the Italians chasing you the way they raced in that first race. So they are around, followed quickly by LunaRossa, Prada Pirelli. A couple of touchdowns on that upwind beat, just knocking speed off them, but they are back and flying, and they will be the hunter.
43 knots of boat speed, 44 now for the Italians as they get the slingshot. Beautiful bear away there, full speed, absolutely pushing hard.
Come on, 1 ton under, 5 seconds here.
Struggling with American magic, aren't they, to find form?
Nice and easy. All the way down.
Get out of whack with their sail balance there.
Just Americans for those, nice.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the axis to 105 and lengthening to 1.2 nautical miles.
Let's go back to the front of the fleet because there is a battle raging between Emirates Team New Zealand.
Oh, and a big touchdown.
Down.
Big touchdown there on the Kiwi boat.
Has that opened the gate for LunaRossa?
Really stalled on both sails there on the Kiwi boat. They're going to have to ease everything to get hooked up again there. Well over trimmed.
It's going to chase zero. Peter, what do you make of all this?
Well, the sea state's playing havoc with all the boats on the downwind. It's really, really tricky. And you've got a lead change there with the Italians sailing around the bow in New Zealand, but it's all about good old seamanship on leg 2.
The Italians having some loose moments out at the exit out of that jibe. So, oh, and a big stuff there by the Kiwis. Nearly disaster there over the handlebars. Big job here to get the boat re-accelerated. That was a big moment. And they are getting mown down by the British and the Americans there. So they've got a big job to get up and going. The Italians holding it on the rev limiter as they head down to the bottom of the course here. Mid-30s in big sea state. So big job here for the Kiwis to dig their way back into this now.
Pivotal moment in race 2 of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. They were holding the lead. Big stuff as you heard it. And it's LunaRossa, Prada Pirelli once again for the second consecutive race leading the way. Not perfect so far, but they hold the lead. Look at that sea state. And they touch down again as well. They'll get through that gate first, but chasing behind them, Harry Melgers and American Magic. Up and going again. LunaRossa, Prada Pirelli.
Oh, big drift there. That's absolutely backing it in to that bottom mark. Really, really loose moment for the Italians and the Americans now. Oh, they've got plenty on as well. Oh, what's the rudder? Just got it in control there. American magic. And some sweaty action going on there. Oh, the Kiwis back in the game, Stephen.
Crazy as it is, Emirates Team New Zealand back and everybody struggling around that top mark. Well, not so. Emirates Team New Zealand, it comes. And then at Pathways, Great Britain. 2 boards down, playing it safe. Game on. And we've only completed 2 legs.
It is loose at times. It is so hard in these waves. The Kiwis are down again.
Oh, they're back down. The Kiwis coming off the foils. Just pushing the right height, possibly a little too high there. Emirates Team New Zealand. Oh, and then another big splashdown for the Italians. So boats absolutely ripping up wind, just blasting out of the waves, getting airborne, and the Americans take a big chunk of distance out of the Italians there. British now having to tack off the boundary.
You're coming down here, mate, on the wheel? Yep. Yep. The tackle immediately back, coming through them? Yep. Process that. 1 order. I've got it.
I suppose you could ask the question at this point, how much bashing can these 40s take in these conditions?
The OC40s, they only weigh about 2,000 kilograms, but they are beautifully engineered boats and can absolutely take a hammering. And what we're seeing now is how hard they can be pushed in a seaway. So watching the foils actually pierce the surface of the water there and punch out of those quite big waves now that are coming in with this new breeze. So all teams right on the edge and having to thread the eye of the needle with their ride height control.
The flight on these boats are automated. I mean, how can it cope when the sea's like this? How is that going to work?
Yeah, if you're the IMU or the ride height sensor at the moment, you'll be flat out like a lizard drinking, computing all those signals coming in. And the Italians and the Americans here are really, really close race at the front of the fleet. So it'll be really interesting to see how this top half of the beat works out for both teams. Both teams pushing hard.
Potentially going for a lead change, and then we get a... No, we don't. Yes, we do. Yes, we get a lead change. American Magic hit the front in race 2 of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup on the second upwind leg, leg 3 of 6 here in Barcelona. With a sea state that's playing havoc, but gee, it's creating some exciting racing.
30 knots upwind here, so 70 kilometres an hour, 80 kilometres an hour of wind over your face here for the teams.
American Magic have pressed the boost button. Great pace.
Give way boat, the Italians here having to make a decision.
Can't please.
They got out of there quickly.
The Italian team having to survive there. The Americans absolutely foot to the floor here.
Just talk to us.
Great battle.
Let's look at the diamonds here if you can. Copy. You got a lane
steering
separation.
rather well. Harry Melges, starboard helm.
Okay, we're almost clear ahead. We're clear ahead there. Swanning in your wheel.
Severin Graham controlling the aero package there aboard the American boat. So these next bearaways would be quite exciting.
So this time it's American Magic leading in race 2 at the top gate to complete the halfway mark of this second race of the day. We waited a long time for it, but we are so enjoying what we are seeing. They are having to handle these boats, manhandle them, because they are being tossed about, but at the same time being beautifully sailed. And Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli run head home for down for leg number 4.
Shirley, this is where you love being a yachty on a high-performance boat. Absolutely sending it, driving it like you stole it, as we've heard plenty of times before. Absolutely on the stopper. Fantastic yachting.
Athena Pathways, Great Britain coming around. Oh, they're struggling with those conditions, and they're getting to that top gate. around the mark and then head downwind on the fourth leg as they go around. What's going on with New Zealand? Peter Lester on chase 0.
Looks like they've broken something. They're still coming upwind off the foils, so they're looking just to, I guess, try and get points. But yeah, New Zealand look wounded. But looking at the boats going downwind, they are really on the edge as GBR just do a great big stuff over to our right-hand side. Big black cloud coming. That normally means more wind to come.
We've already got more wind, and we're seeing that boat's really struggling now. We have gusts of 18 knots at the top of the track.
The Americans, 40 knots at boat speed here. Absolutely pushing it here, but just having to survive and get the boats around the course nicely.
This is the race committee. We are shortening the course to 4 legs, finish at the leeward gate.
Well, we are on the fourth leg, so this is the last leg. They too realise, race management, that the conditions are getting way above the limit that these boats should be in, and so it's American magic. Can they get it across the finish line and get their first win in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup?
Just got to get it wound up here. The Americans have got the Italians pulling off a nice jibe there, so big push here for American Magic.
Let's round here just in case this is the right turn.
In conditions that have challenged the teams in race 2, American Magic get the win and 10 points. Sailing beautifully. Job well done. And steaming in behind them.
I believe that's the finish.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. How these young sailors have handled these 40s has been a joy to watch, but man,
confirmed.
I can imagine they feel like they've done a workout like the Rock, because they have really thrown these boats around at the sea stage, thrown them around. Second place, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. Finished with a flourish. And amazingly, that was the last race that the Americans raced after being instructed not to race in their final 2, but they still sit in second position behind Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli with 3 races in the bank and Athena Pathways Great Britain. We're not too far away from racing. This group is still wide open for the podium position, so let's just see what is going to happen out on the water. We are under 60 seconds starting in this race, and they look like they are already getting ready to set themselves up. Cannot wait for this one. Been a while.
Yeah, there is a lot at stake and a lot of breeze on the horizon. 20 knots at the top of the track. Going to be fun.
This is going to be some good racing coming up here. 35 seconds, you'll see all the boats tacking onto starboard and trying to line up themselves for a clean start off the line as quick as they possibly can be versus the boats around them.
France leading the charge. They need a good race.
First full race for France if all goes to plan. Green light, race 5, Group A.
Breeze massively in the right, advantage the boats that started over there. USA in the middle of the line, 1.2 meters back. Great start by all the teams. They're getting the hang of this.
They certainly are. It's all about now getting yourself in a position where you can sail the next tack cleanly. That will be potentially the race.
6 boats all charging to that boundary. How's this going to play out?
Potentially bow on the group.
More pressure in 10. Big righty here.
On board, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli.
Okay, big path here, boys.
Keep the speed for the tank.
Lovely controlling position here.
Jim pen out, Jim pen out.
Paco Cardoni steering. The French are out. Oh!
Really, really close intersection there. All the boats, big pile up here.
This is the umpire. GBR penalty. GBR penalty.
Richard Slater's going to be busy here with his team.
GBR off the foils and a penalty. You're allowed to ask for room to bounce off the boundary. GBR not giving enough to France.
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, shifting the course axis to 230.
Just quickly go on board, chase zero with Peter Lester. Wow, that could have been crazy, huh?
It's really crazy conditions. Big right-hand shift. That's why they've shifted the course. Big black cloud came through, and then there was that massive big wind shift, 30 degrees to the right.
Just looking at how close those foil tips were there. That was super close. The
British team, yeah, slow really to tack. They needed to anticipate that.
Yep, a boundary protection. Very lucky not to damage either boat there. Well, we did.
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, lengthening the course to 1.3 nautical miles.
Did suggest there could be some mayhem today. Almost had things up, but wow, that was close. So this is race 5, Group A, and these are the America's Cup teams in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And the team that hasn't actually raced fully, Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, will lead the teams around. Close in behind them, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli with 3 wins already on the board. American Magic taking the opposing mark. Then it's Emirates Team New Zealand.
Nice, mate. They attack as well. The Americans are split.
Here come the Swiss from Alingi Red Bull Racing. Feels like a gently approach from Swiss at this point, and the last boat that will get to the top gate will be Athena Pathways in Great Britain, who are currently sitting in 3rd position on the table of Group A.
Massive GBs there on Alingi Red Bull Racing. That was way over ease there, but making the boat hard to sail for the helms, but boat's doing 43 knots in a straight line downwind here in a straight line. That's AC 75 speed.
This is actually, isn't it, the first time we've seen Orient Express Racing a race plagued by gear issues in the opening races. It is so good to see them out here and showing what they've got.
It certainly is, and Matisse Paccal and Gautier Talio there on the handlebars and trimming now.
Early days, but if they hold this position, this would see them tumble into the top 3. So important to get the win.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli absolutely hitting the nitrous button there. They are absolutely sending it.
Wow, look at that. Look at that.
We should check their boat. Maybe they have a boost button. They are off.
Green line at the top of the flag says you're in the top 3. Red line at the top of your flag says that you are out of the 3 at this point. So it's a rolling coverage of where you sit when it matters.
French having to execute their manoeuvre well. Enzo Ballinger and Theo Reville taking over control. We'll be looking for a solid finish here. But the American Magic team absolutely boosting in here as well.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 225.
Oh, hold your horses.
On here.
It's all go at the bottom gate for the first time. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli gets run. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, then American Magic. Emirates Team New Zealand in position 4.
All these teams about to sail into, touchdown for New Zealand. A massive increase in pressure.
Going up, they are sailing some of these teams that their lives depend on it.
Well, their lives do depend on it, Stephen, and they are absolutely pushing hard. And we've seen a couple of big wobbles there through that bottom gate. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli just getting their nose in front after really pushing hard on that downwind. They'll be looking to lock it in. Clean the pathway around the bottom mark cleanly as well. Now surely a little bit of work to do for the Brits to dig their way back into this race.
I think the encouraging thing about Athena Pathways, Great Britain, they've already posted 22 points. Now there's still 3 races to go today. I know they want to get up the fleet here, but having that 22 in the bag already is valuable.
Big header here.
Onto the water with Chase Zero, Peter Lester.
Yeah, we're just footing up to windward of Italy and the USA. I'm impressed by young Harry Melgers and his team. They've got up into 2nd place, and they are really putting a bit of pressure on the field here. And I think if they can keep pushing as hard as they am, they're equal speed with the Italians. Very impressed by the Americans.
Kyle Navin, Finn Rowe. Steering on port there, you just see how fast these boats are going upwind in these flatter water conditions.
That American team has literally lived in the simulator and have been embedded with American magic. Really hoping to do the team proud. Very calm on Luna Rossa.
From Gianluigi, Rocco Falcone there on the port side, looking at the course management.
Si, juste derrière, assez loin, à voir. Là, je passe à gauche, j'ai l'impression. Non, je pense qu'il y a plus derrière.
A little bit lighter at the top of the course here, so you can see some big lulls and then sailing into another big patch of breeze there on the bow. You see the Traveller go down and the boat accelerate speed as they enter that puff.
The Italians very smooth at managing the lulls and the increase in pressure. Tiny adjustments on the Traveller.
Some real big shifts and puffs coming down the course here. You see the difference in boat speeds there. We've got 32s and we've got 24s, so big puff and lull course.
Puff on.
Cutting out. Smooth attack boys. I'm gonna call you. We go in 3, 2, 1, board down. And 2, 1, board down.
See the American Magic are fair steaming into this top gate for the last time in race number 5.
So the Americans having to give way. They are the give way boat. Interesting to see this intersection here, if we can. Just stuck in behind there, the Americans, so Kiwi's not far out of it either.
3 legs done. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, they are first run, followed by American Magic. Emirates Team New Zealand had picked up a place. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing in position 4. Alingi Red Bull Racing in position 5. It's homeward bound in race 5, Group A. As Athena Pathways Great Britain will be the last of the boats to get to the top gate and head down on leg number 4, the final one. Every race, points at a premium.
France needs to make some gains. If they can finish 2nd and Athena is 6th, then they will take that 3rd spot. They will be inside the cut.
Just a reminder, those green lines you can see at the bottom of your screen above the team names mean they are in the 3. Remember, the top 3 for this group will go through to the final series between Sweden, Spain and Australia.
And now they're rolling away. Nice car. All the way down. Final lane here. Copy.
really tight racing here. Nothing in this from first to fifth, about 10 seconds. So
Real long
New
port,
Zealand.
yeah? Starboard, sorry? Yeah.
There he is, pinned back.
Yeah, coming now, it's good. This is happy to go. Left, port down. You going to go here, mate?
Yeah, good little patch for Emirates Team New Zealand. They had that touchdown at the bottom mark, but and I've just touched down again. I was giving them a bouquet. They were really making a charge, but one bad jibe and all their good work has come undone.
Good buff in 5, yep. Just wait the buff, brother.
Team New Zealand are one team that do need the points. Currently sitting on 16 along with the French, while Lingy Red Bull Racing on 14. But this is early days, 4 races still to go. The points allocation loads this. So you finish in the top 3, and it's an enormous bonus to move up that leaderboard and into that vital top 3.
Let's having a look at this jibe. And the Kiwis just getting caught really slow and stalled there on the sail plan. So just not coming through that lull and actually getting onto a slightly hotter course angle and just running out of pressure in the rig. So little unforced error there by the New Zealanders, unfortunately.
It has been a wild race 5 in Group A of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. But what has not changed are the pace-setting team. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli collect race win number 4. A big 10 points on the road to the final series. They will be followed in by American Magic in only their 3rd full race. They needed that. And look who's coming behind. They finally get a race and get the points. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, followed by Lingy Red Bull Racing, who are trailing the field for at least 2 legs.
That really closes the points up for that cut line with some valuable points there for the French. Athena Racing in 6th. They really needed to be up a couple of places earlier. Going to be really tight on the points now with 3 races to go.
One bad jibe cost Emirates Team New Zealand a big haul of points. They will finish 5th. And after that wild moment on the first upwind leg, Athena Pathways Great Britain will come home and pick up a solitary point. Race 5, Group A. 3 more races to go. Can it get any wilder?
Well, I think the French, firstly, I think would have to be absolutely stoked to actually get a race under their belts, Shirley. A really, really tough one to just ease your way back into, but sailed really, really well. They'll be looking forward to some solid racing from there.
So Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, how good? How good have they been? 4 wins so far. That was the one. It's only 9 seconds, so American Magic really starting to show that they will definitely want to be in that final series. But that's a result that makes, I think, the whole fleet smile. A finish and P3 for Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, followed in by Lingy Red Bull Racing, Emirates Team New Zealand, and Athena Pathways Great Britain. What does that do to the standings? Because this is what it's all about. You need to be above the cut line. Oh, how tight is it now? Big mover, Orient Express, L'Oreal Racing, Athena Pathways, the Great Britain. Oh, 1 point, that's not going to help, but still the form horse, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. On board Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, we join Marco Gradoni. Congratulations, Marco. That was a bit wild, but it must be so nice to be back on the water racing.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, the wind is coming pretty from the land. It's super puffy, super tricky. You can never rest. It's always on and off. And yeah, I think we did a good race. I'm happy, super happy.
Marco, Glenn, tell us about that first downwind, mate. That looked like where you made most of your ground for the race.
Yeah, I think we managed to jibe before the fence, and then we had a good pressure. And then probably I didn't see, but probably the fence.
Okay, we seem to have a little bit of a technical. That's okay, Marco. Appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing you and the team back in race number 6. Let's move on to American Magic and catch up with Harry Melgis. Well, it must have been nice to be back racing in the points, Harry, after not being able to take part in the last 2 races.
Yeah, it's been great getting back on the water. It's been almost a week since we haven't sailed or raced, so we're really happy to be out here, and it was quite an exciting race.
Harry, it was great to see you back. I mean, we were stunned, really, but how close everybody is. How exciting is it on the racetrack?
It's very exciting. You know, it's really cool racing with how tight it is, and especially with how shifty the wind was and how puffy it is with the storms rolling off the shore. Yeah, it's great racing.
Harry, what were the sort of puffs and lulls? What was the difference in true wind speed that you thought you saw there from the peak puff to the biggest lull?
Yeah, well, I wasn't really staring at our wind solution, but
have a guess, mate.
Balls of
have a
9
guess.
knots and maybe gusts of 20. It seemed like they're pretty punchy at times.
Yeah, it really looked like a game of snakes and ladders, but congratulations to you guys. You're sailing really well. Enjoy the next one.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you, guys.
Well, it was textbook start. Look at that. 5 of the 6 boats right on the line to the right-hand side. The Italian team actually really well positioned for the right-hand breeze that was going to come. And then there was lots of excitement on leg 1. France protected by the boundary tacks. Great Britain were slow to move and give them space and got that penalty.
This bottom gate rounding here, a real thread the eye of the needle there, and the Americans doing a really nice job there just to keep the boat on the foils, managed to get around that mark and keep themselves alive in that race. And the downwinds, I think, were probably the most impressive of today, and the Italians there really holding the foot flat to the floorboards there and coming through with a fantastic race win.
Well, that first boundary needs looking at again. I mean, nobody wanted to tack away from what was a very even 5-boat start, but 30 knots of boat speed, that boundary came really quickly. And for France, they were the first in the zone and tacked with the rules on their side. But when you're hungry for the lead, you push things to the edge. And for Athena Pathway, keeping clear of the French meant giving up too much ground. And ultimately, they tried to find an impossibly narrow lane through that pack. And the penalty, well, was inevitable. And that pushed them to last place. Tough call.
Yeah, well, as we can see, it's not always about being the fastest. The Swiss can take that crown, but they finish 4th. If you sail the least distance, the most efficient line around the racetrack, you don't need to be the quickest. That's what the Italians did, and it shows in their average VMG and the lowest distance sailed.
So this is the second and final part of Group A. As you can see, we've already completed Group B, and Sweden, Spain and Australia are in the final series. We've done fleet race number 5, 3 to go. And it has been wild, and we cannot look forward to fleet race number 6. Right now they are in a battery change, so we are not too far away from that 6th race. Time to go, as you can see, around 4:05. American Magic have had a turbulent series so far, but after that race, they're right back in the mix to take the top 3. The points are tight, their group. The squad will need to work together to defend their position.
The Youth America's Cup is extremely important to us. We see this as, a massive stepping stone in our careers.
It's kind of been a dream of mine to be a part of the America's Cup. Since I was a little kid and watching it on TV, and so it's a little bit surreal being here and a part of it.
I think our American Magic youth team, we're very confident, and I think we have quite a bit of experience compared to the other teams, so we certainly think that we can win and that we'll be on the top spot.
I think the Youth America's Cup is going to be extremely competitive. You know, we can tell that the level is extremely high and everyone's pushing their hardest.
Sailing the AC40 in Barcelona can change quite a bit day to day. Some days it's nice and flat out there and it's like sailing on a cloud, but other days it can be pretty wavy and then it's like riding a fucking Bronco.
The closing speeds are, you know, up there between, you know, 50, 60 knots, and you know, you got to be able to make quick decisions and be accurate with them.
You got to be really on top of your hydro settings and your aero settings to make sure the boat is stable and always flying, which is sometimes not so easy. In the Youth America's Cup, there's 2 pools. One pool would be 6 teams, the America's Cup teams, and the other pool is 6 private teams. Both of those pools will fleet race until they get the top 3. The top 3 from each of those pools will then go into a final fleet, and they'll fleet race until top 2 teams come out of that, and the top 2 teams will then match race for the championship. My primary job is to drive the boat, and also both helms on the port and starboard side are in charge of strategy and tactics for the boat. So there's quite a bit going on.
Harry's got a great instinct, you know, racing instinct, and really understands all the aspects of it, and he has a bit more experience kind of on the bigger stage than I do.
I have definitely spent quite a bit of time in the boat so far, which has been super awesome. I'm really fortunate to have this opportunity to sail with American Magic. I do think it probably gives me a little bit of an advantage just with all the time I've had, and we've done a lot of racing, which has been awesome.
Finn Rowe is the trimmer on my side, sitting behind me, and so we sail together on a ton of different boats, and I think we have a great relationship, and we kind of understand each other's sailing styles a lot, so it really made sailing these boats easier knowing that he's behind me and, you know, having full trust in him.
Finn and myself have sailed with each other basically our whole lives. We did a 49er campaign together, so we work together really well, and he's also very talented.
Severin Graham is the trimmer on the starboard side, and he has a lot of time in the trimming on these boats. He's got a, you know, great knowledge of how these boats are sailed at the highest level because he was doing it with the Cup guys who are sailing 75 now, and so it's really nice for him to have all the kind of the AC40 specific knowledge and bringing that to the table so that we can, you know, make sure we're hitting all our targets.
For racing the AC40, teamwork is probably one of the most important aspects of sailing the boat well. Obviously, you're kind of split into 2 different teams, so you got the helm and trimmer on the starboard side and helm and trimmer on the port side, but they can't see each other, so the communication is super important, and being on the same page is critical for being successful.
So being able to gain the knowledge and skills sailing these boats and, you know, translate those to being a part of the Cup team is going to be hugely valuable. You see guys racing the boats now. We're doing Youth America's Cups, and the boats were similar then, but I don't think the youth boats have been quite as close as they have been now to the actual Cup boats. So I think there can be a big translation, and, you know, performing well here and performing well in the Cup.
Winning the Youth America's Cup would make me feel on top of the world. It's really something that I've been focusing on personally for the last 3 years and spending most every day working towards it. I think it'd be an incredible thing for the New York Yacht Club, young sailors in America all over the place, and also the team that's going to be racing in the America's Cup.
And so, as you can see right now, we're live on the waters of Barcelona. The 3 chimneys behind you sit there. That is a redundant power station that the former workers didn't want to get pulled down, and the council agreed. So just a little update as to where we are sitting at the moment. The race win to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in that last race, which was their 4th race, but puts them on 47 points, followed by American Magic on 32 and Athena Pathways Great Britain that got caught out badly on that upwind leg on 23 points. Now, the real talking point of that race is Orient Express L'Oreal Racing on 21 points. So confirmation of what I was going on about. There you go. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli New York American Magic, Athena Pathways, and Orient Express Racing. Why I say it's the story, because that was actually their first race. You get points for being instructed not to race. It's the average, about 4 points a crack. So that win has now put them on the cusp of getting above the cut line. Emirates Team New Zealand and Alingi Red Bull Racing trailed the field, but 3 more races to go.
Yeah, it is all open. It's going to be an exciting afternoon, particularly for that 3rd spot. France look like they're on the charge as well.
So it feels very much like Group B, doesn't it? 4 race wins, which was the Swedish challenge by Artemis Technologies. Now 4 race wins to this team, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. And in so many ways, when you listen to their comms under pressure or just cruising up and down the racetrack, it's almost a replica of the senior team and how calm they are.
Yeah, it's like listening to Jimmy and Keko. You know, we've been impressed, haven't we, by 20-year-old Marco Gradoni's aptitude for this fast-paced sport. It is really remarkable. But this whole young Italian team have impressed us. And Marco's driving partnership with Ugolini appears really tight, like they've been doing it for decades. Sitting behind them, faultlessly making the magic happen, it's the trimmers Colanino and Volcone, a good, solid team. And as you say, learning from the senior team.
So all the boats at the moment just going through their battery changes. First 3 races on one set of batteries being pushed really hard, so could potentially get another race in, but they've decided 1 more battery change and basically, you know, getting all the boats through on the next set of batteries, which is those flaps, the sails, the travel, all the functions being derived off those batteries. So really fantastic conditions at the moment, and we'll see some really tight racing as we go forward. I just think one of the teams may have activated their delay card as we move forwards here, but we'll get confirmation on that fairly shortly. But fantastic to see Orient Express, L'Oreal Racing out there and battling hard. They've had a bit of bad luck over the last couple of days racing, not their fault, and they'll be looking forward to some really tight battles and hopefully being able to stretch their legs and get a couple of other good ones on the board to try and make that cut, Shirley, for that finals series coming up fairly shortly.
You know what? I don't mind the fact that this series has been loaded points-wise, because we're actually sitting on the end of our seats, going, okay, what is going to happen next? And on the back of that magnificent 5th race, it is all on here on the waters of Barcelona. As we take a look at Athena Pathways, Great Britain, they're the reigning Youth America's Cup champions, backed by the most successful British Olympians. So it's no surprise that they can make steady improvements, but expectations are high for this very talented team.
It's a complete honour to be part of this programme, a programme led by 2 of the most amazing Olympians ever, Benazzi and Hannah Mills, and to just be part of the team is incredible. It's been quite a long build-up, and we're just so pleased to be here and really excited to hit the water and hit the ground running and hopefully defend our title.
It'll have a new name on it. It is a British win in Bermuda.
Yeah, so Great Britain is currently the defender of the Youth America's Cup, and to be here and have the opportunity to defend that feels all the more special.
So last summer, we've all been on the simulator. We started with the single kind of player simulator, and then we went on to the full cockpit layout 4-person simulator. So we've been doing that ever since kind of the start of this year. Is that the luck there? It's something that's quite new to all of us. We're not really gamers. I think more for the muscle memory and just knowing where all the buttons are and things, and just being a bit more familiar when we get into the yacht.
The AC40 is an incredible class.
To sail is absolutely unbelievable.
So, it's like nothing that we've ever seen before as sailors. Honestly, it's like a go-kart. It just takes off and flies.
Get flying and foiling, it's everything goes quiet, and you lose the spray. It's quite wet initially, but yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. It's really cool.
Communication is everything on the water. You've got 4 people and you don't see the people on the other side of the yacht, so the ability to calmly talk to them and describe what's happening or assist with sail changes and foil changes is so important.
I think the Youth America's Cup is going to be extremely competitive. A lot of my friends from all the junior and youth classes are competing as well, so I think that's going to be wicked to be racing against them, and also on the scale, with all the production and the spectators and everything. It's going to be amazing.
We've got a lot of depth of talent in our team, and everybody's had different experiences and different knowledge, so the ability to combine that and the openness to share amongst this team is really something special.
To win the Youth America's Cup for Great Britain would be absolutely amazing. It would be, insane. It was amazing to see them win in Bermuda, to carry on that legacy would be insane. Just for the younger guys coming through, looking at this as a pathway, I think for them to see us win, they would believe that they could do it as well.
Athena Pathways, Great Britain, sitting there, and they are just above the cut line. There is, and that's the interesting thing for me, Shirley, particularly about this team here. The senior team, Ineos Britannia, are in the Louis Vuitton Cup final. How much pressure do these young sailors feel being part of the official Challenger of Record organisation?
I think actually all the sailors we're seeing here attached to a cup team are going to be really feeling it. I mean, imagine you're on Emirates Team New Zealand, you're representing the Defender, and I think we could go around all the boats and they're really feeling it. It is a massive opportunity for them. They know it. It is also a pathway into into senior level America's Cup sailing, and they're representing the team. So there's a lot at stake, particularly for the Cup teams. A lot of expectation.
I think probably the other part of me is the history attached to the Royal Yacht Squadron and what being a part of this regatta means to them.
There's all of that, isn't there? There's the history, there's the club, there's the wider team, there's the fans at home. I mean, everybody is watching it. We're televising it in a massive production. There's helicopters and cameras, and there is a lot, and all of that they would not have come across before. It's a big deal.
And I suppose we've said before, it's a massive learning curve. If you're going to be thrown into the crocodile pit, well, you're doing it right now in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, aren't you, Glenn?
A little bit different than growing up on your local lake, isn't it, Shirley? But no, look, these young crews absolutely need to be able to deal with cameras, pressure, and need to be able to perform under that, as you need to do in a lot of other sports on the big stage. So you've got to disappear from the white noise and just get your job done cleanly.
They are the form team, aren't they? Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, they've certainly set the benchmark in this series so far with 4 wins. They are, as we've said before, cool and calm, and definitely are a contender for the UniCredit Youth America's Cup trophy.
Pete, we've got a match race here, haven't we?
Close cross coming up, Shirley.
This is going to go right to the end. He might be 19 years old, but he is completely unfazed.
Yeah, having the possibility to sail in Jeddah was amazing, because we went into the final and we were racing at our best. Unfortunately, we didn't have a good start, and I'm still thinking that if we had a good start, it would have been another end of the story. But I mean, they were fast, we were fast, and we were enjoying it all. AC40 is one design boat, so it's the same for everybody. And what makes us working really hard is that we can't do anything on the boat. We just have to prepare ourselves, our skill, our way to sail the boat, our coordination.
Boats nowadays are, super special. There's not many places where you can sail these boats, and especially to have a chance for the youth and the women to step on board, and for the teams to see what skills we can bring. Yeah, I think we're also super lucky, because think it's one of the first cups where the youth team is really kind of involved with the cup team. And I guess this is the highest level. But being here at the base, being able to talk to Jimmy and any of the coaches, Jacopo and those guys, you always take a little bit of knowledge from them.
I've sailed hundreds of days with them in these 3 years. And I also had the opportunity to sail the 75 for a lot. Every day you go on the water, you learn something. And learning from probably the best, some of the best of the world is just really helpful for a young guy like me. But now I am having my theories and my way to do the things. I really thank all the experience they give, and now I want to do my best.
It's definitely not the first America's Cup I followed. I've been kind of following along with my brother Shannon, who's been amongst many teams for about, what, 5, 6 America's Cups now, so the talent in Italy is really high. And yeah, I just hope in the future there's going to be more opportunities for all Italian sailors to get this opportunity.
I think all the guys know perfectly how to sail the boat, so I feel comfortable on this. And I think we're really having a lot of fun together, and I hope this is going to be our weapon for the races. Keep having fun and enjoying the process.
I think we're in a good position to do well. We have the resources, we have the team, the coaches. So I think it's all about putting it together on race day and executing.
So they are leading the standings in Group A, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and they'll be excited too because the senior team's in the Louis Vuitton Cup final as well. I think it's probably a good time now with all the batteries being changed that we introduce you or reintroduce you to these stars and their AC40s from the America's Cup teams.
The kit.
Well, under pressure, this team representing the defender sits in 4th spot and needs a solid outing to make sure they stay in the game. Driving, it's the partnership of Olympic skiff sailor Leo Takahashi and foiling talent Sam Menzies. And delivering the pace, it's trimmers Oscar Gunn and Olympic foiling windsurfing star Josh Armand.
Athena Pathway, Great Britain are representing the official challenger of record for AC37. Driving the AC40 is men's skiff sensations Nick Robbins, James Grummett, and on the sails, Matt Beck and Alex Hughes.
Well, surrounded by senior talent in the Jeddah event, Cup fans will have already witnessed Marco Guidoni's aptitude for this fast-paced sport. But we have been impressed with the entire team. Guidoni's driving partnership with foiling multi-hull specialist Ugalini appears tight and full of trust. And sitting behind them, making them look good, it's trimmers Colanino and Falcone.
Representing the New York Yacht Club is the youth team of American Magic. These guys are not scared of going hard. Driving the boat is Kyle Navin and Harry Melgers, and keeping the boat dialed in on aero is Finn Rowe and Severin Graham.
Plagued by gear failure, the pressure is now on Switzerland's Alinghi Red Bull Racing to deliver some solid results if they have any hope of making the cut. Full of determination, it's skipper Arnaud Grange and offside driver Joshua Reichner and the trimming team of Jan Schubach and Morgan Luber.
The French team of Orient Express L'Oreal Racing simply just need some luck to get some more races in here in Barcelona. Steering is young foiling moth guru Enzo Ballinger and 470 dinghy pro Matisse Pacau, and helping keeping the boat on level trim is Matt Tracy, Gautier Talio and youth world champion Theo Reville.
So we are under 1 minute 48 seconds and counting to a start in race number 6, Group A of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Just a reminder, the last race you'll be joining us wherever you are and whatever size screen you're watching on. It was Italy, USA, France, Switzerland, New Zealand and Great Britain, the positions in race number 5. But it's going to be all on for these top 3 spots if you want to meet Sweden, Spain and Australia in tomorrow's finals series, which is 4 fleet races. So it once again will be on, and if this race is like anything like the last one, hold on.
Let's get settled.
perfect conditions here. That sort of 11 to 14 knot wind range, so absolutely idyllic conditions for these 6 teams.
Just got to get past pit lane.
Slight bias for the right-hand end of the start line.
35 to kill to the committee. And we are over cockpit lane.
Perfetto, sarà un check 2 vor tra 10 secondi, vediamo.
20 to kill. 2.
Aspetta un secondino, ok, più to go.
10 to kill.
Check 2 vor, Fede.
Cabinet.
Luna Rossa, final approach.
Vanno dentro adesso. Ringhi va dentro adesso, li vedi? No 5.
C'è l'op, separazione, c'è l'op.
No 4.
Kiwis looking to lock in that leeward end of the line.
No 1.
Vai, guarda, Fede. 2, 1,
Going to be
guarda.
a tight start this. Everyone at the right-hand end.
5. Hold up. 2.9. Hold up. 4. Racing 9. 2.8. 1. And racing.
Let's get busy. Race 6, Group A, UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
Oh, they were so close. Orient Express over the line.
OCS, France penalty, OCS.
Hey, 27th bottom speed. Tu peux abattre. Fais le bike tack? Oui.
This is the umpires. France, you also have a penalty. Get behind penalty.
Oui, oui.
Oh, disaster of a start for the French team. They really need a result.
France penalty clear.
So Emirates Team New Zealand will be tacking off the left-hand boundary. Should be pretty clear there. Don't think there's any traffic to deal with.
No issues, no issues.
No issues, that's a good sign. Let's go to chase 0, Peter Lester.
Conditions-wise, plenty of breeze on. It's certainly, you know, in the, 16, 17 knots. And more importantly, you're not going to see the big swings in direction. That cloud bank has moved offshore. So I think this will be a more steady race. And, you know, they're all charging over to that right-hand boundary, setting up the top half approach.
What's that, Harry?
Just thinking no lower here.
Keep it 213 now.
This is going to be tight between Luna Rossa and USA. Right of way boat, the Italians.
Allora, calma, se approach through o in
Approach, no, you are one under here. Pressure looks even up the course. Questi sono gli inglesi. Autosterno per noi.
Probably picking a good time.
Threading the eye of the needle there, the Italians. So
Here, 4 down and 2, 1.
nice comms there.
Yeah, turning. We're now going to have the British out of here. They're across by 3.
Copy that. Okay. Just trying to send
They're across by 1. Yep. My wheel here, slight duck.
Copy.
Really close there with the British team. That is super close. That's just about to take your wind gear off.
By 1.
Copy.
Crossing, possibly a penalty there. Be interesting to see what Richard Slater thinks of that.
Americans asking for a decision.
Can at 60.
Good race by New Zealand.
61.
Yep, nice.
Target is 29 here still.
On one and in here.
Emirates Team New Zealand just owning that leeward end off the start.
I think we're going to lead them.
This is the umpires penalty, GBR relative USA.
Took them a while to review that, so it must have been a very, very close call. So penalty there on the British, having to lose distance relative to USA. Emirates Team New Zealand lay for left turns.
GBR penalty clear.
Slowly coming up, no rush, no rush.
Time out of this.
Porta la po'.
You're good. My wheel.
No lower, good angle.
Heading to the top gate for the first time. Looks like a whole heap of sharks heading for the kill, doesn't it? But right now it's Emirates Team New Zealand who will get to the top gate first, but only just.
Okay, stand by away, boys. 3.
Also, Prada Pirelli sitting in position 2, followed by American Magic. Inner Pathways, Great Britain, Elingy Red Bull Racing, and the French and Orient Express L'Oreal Racing who hit with that OCS.
French not far out of this race, so needing to sail well from here. Just need to get some points on the board, so a couple of fast laps coming up. No mistakes from any of the teams.
The French split from the rest of the fleet. Lovely clean air on that right-hand side of the screen.
Boat speeds touching 40 knots on board Emirates Team New Zealand.
Happy to go right turn and in out.
It makes a magnificent sight when you see 6 AC-40s flying downwind doing around 40 knots.
Waves in front.
The American team and the Italian, they are launched here, aren't they? Consistently over 40 knots, eating up the meters.
Not crossing.
Now, this is a huge race for Emirates Team New Zealand. You see at the moment above their flag, they're in the green. Hang on a minute. Just wait.
Really close cross here.
Uno, protesta. Pata.
Wow.
NG boys.
Allora, guarda Marco, un secondo, aspetta. Line 20. Adesso sì, sì.
Italian team asking Richard Slater, the umpire team.
This is the umpire's New Zealand penalty relative Italy.
Oh, that's going to
Serve fare zona di destra, lei line boa di sinistra.
GBR USA now, bow on bow, so decision time for the Americans.
Ce l'hai? Sì o no?
They'll be coming up behind. Clear.
Okay, bearing away 2-1. Nice now.
Super close crosses there.
The 1 and end right on. Copy. Keep it lower too.
Emirates Team New Zealand having to come up high to wash their penalty off.
Yeah, they're all restood. Copy. Keep it ripping. 2, 1, 4.
This is brilliant racing, and it's only race 6 of 8. Nuno Rosa Pirelli taking the lead. Whoa! Oh my goodness! How good was that? Through the bottom gate. Oh, this is wild. I love it. American magic around as well.
That was more luck than good management of that boat staying on its foils. That's the autopilot just saying you're going to get a gift from the man upstairs to keep that boat still flying.
Definitely driving like they stole it.
Oh, rock and roll racing on the waters of Barcelona. Group A UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
Coming back left slowly. 110.
A little bit too tight there, those electronic boundaries intersecting there, and umpire Richard Slater saying no.
Good to see New Zealand finding some form.
Still well and truly in this. The Italian team of Nuno Rosa Pirelli surviving a huge moment to be locked in again, but the British and the Americans potentially a bow-on-bow situation here. If the British do cross, they'll be not far off it. Little left shift.
2.25 on the rudder, yes,
it's coming across the course now, so advantaging the boats on port tack.
Got waves on in front. Little press.
Allora, io andrei slide anche sulla flotta, se sei d'accordo.
If New Zealand move up one place or GBR down one place, that will see Emirates Team New Zealand make the cut and move into the magic top 3 position.
This is the race committee. We are moving the finish line, lengthening the leg to 1.4 nautical miles.
Well, it's all on here up this second time, and it's good to see the New Zealanders up near the front. They've been plagued by mistakes. In a straight line, the New Zealanders have got pace. But can they match it? Can they get around the second half of this course without another touchdown or a penalty? If they do, they're going to be right on the money.
I think we don't hit him, guys. We go all the way to the boundary.
Here's your update of the current top 3 with the green line, the top 3 in the race so far. Italy, New Zealand, USA now sitting in the top 3 on current racing form.
25 boys.
Orient Express, L'Oreal Racing digging their way back into this race as well after an early setback with their OCS. Big battle for the minor placings.
How often have we talked about teams and their ability to get themselves out of trouble? And let's be fair, probably 70 to 80% of the time they've done it.
Quite a close race here on this left-hand boundary. So all these teams wanting to stay in clear air. Emirates Team New Zealand.
This might be an issue into it.
Put a bit of dirty air there onto American Magic team. Threading the eye of the needle, trying to survive as long as they can there above the French team.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli just kind of doing their own thing here.
Top gate for the final time in this 6th race of Group A in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And guess who's in front at this point? Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. Emirates Team New Zealand are hunting them. A win would do them a world of good as far as the points matter.
Nice elbows out there on Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, just saying we don't need to win by much, but we're just going to make everyone follow us.
Look at that. I've got to be honest with you. This race particularly, it's almost mesmerising just watching them do their thing. Such close, cool racing.
Very, very smart sailing there by the Italian team. Hard manoeuvre to pull off, but did it beautifully. And now dictating the race. Linky Rebel Racing splitting and getting a nice tow away down that right side, so they could make up some ground here too.
A good pressure building here.
So final leg, race 6, Italy, New Zealand, USA above the cut line at the moment. Top 3 who will go through to face Sweden, Spain and Australia in the final series tomorrow. Guess what? After this we've still got 2 more races.
Sempre un filino troppo sopra.
So big gains there, back to Linky Red Bull Racing, splitting the fleet, getting a nice shot downwind there, and right on the heels of their opponents. Really, really tight race, only about 30 seconds. This top group. British there really needing to maintain their place over the top of Emirates Team New Zealand, so this cut line all important. That's what they're all racing for at the moment.
If there was ever an advertisement for why these AC40s are such amazing yachts to be sailed at speed and a pathway to the AC75, you are watching it right now.
Lenti going on, coming to the bottom of the course here.
We should be across them, but yeah, I think it's worth getting across. 3, 2, 1, put it up.
Take it down, boys.
Nice roll control there on Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, so they will be very low on that line, but they are safe.
But once again, it's the Italians, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. This will be win number 5 in Group A. But it'll be a huge sigh of relief for supporters of Emirates Team New Zealand. Big points. They come home second, followed by American Magic.
Okay, solid racer, guys. Who's close?
Close at the back end of the field. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing will get the, yes they do, 4th position. And that'll be Athena Pathways, Great Britain, and a Linky Red Bull Racing.
Wow, that was probably the closest finish I think we've seen for a while. That is absolutely awesome, and all these boats getting pushed to the limits, and doesn't get much better than that on an AC40. A lot of fun.
All the teams know, don't they, that every point is going to make a difference here.
Not to this team, because I think they've pretty much locked themselves into this final series, their 5th win, and 2 races to go. How do you stop Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli? Mind you, Emirates Team New Zealand only 5 seconds behind. Doesn't matter if it was 1 second. Still another win to the Italians, the New York Yacht Club's American Magic, and another strong result for Orient Express L'Oreal Racing.
19 seconds there between 1st and 6th, so
Not bad. And look at this. New person, or new team, should I say, sitting in position 3, and that's Emirates Team New Zealand. But equal on 25 points with Athena Pathways, the Orient Express L'Oreal Racing. Maybe you coulda, woulda, shoulda. That start penalty hurt them big time, but it's not over with 2 races to go.
It was a great start, wasn't it? France were just slightly too early. Oh, ended up infringing and being over the line. I mean, the worst of both worlds.
Emirates Team New Zealand, after that nice fluid start, getting clear and rounding the top mark just in front of the Italian team. A bit more pace on the downwind, and then it bored down for the Italians, and they were absolutely millimetres away from binning it. Managed to hang on, and they could have easily been race over for them. Did a great job to hold it together.
And like 4, they just really dominated the Kiwis, stayed in front of the opposition, and took another win. Impressive.
On to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli with Marco Gradoni. Win number 5. It feels like a bit of a rinse and repeat. You guys have really got this boat sorted, mate.
Oh, it's nice. The breeze is super cool. The race is super tight. And we are enjoying really a lot the Barcelona weather now.
You sound very relaxed, Marco. The comms on board reminds us a bit of Jimmy and Francesco Bruni. I mean, how much have you looked to the senior team?
I learned a lot from them. I also had to push them a lot, so I'm grateful for that. And we go for the next one in 7 minutes. I'm proud of the boys, last 2, and then we start thinking about the semi.
Okay, thanks for your time, Marco. Let's go on board Emirates Team New Zealand and join Leo Takahashi. Leo, that is there a sigh of relief, big points, and actually, you know, sailing a solid race?
We got FCS. Yeah, no, it's a relief. We've been waiting for that one for a while, and the boys did a really good job there, staying calm. And no, we haven't had a good run the first 5 races, but no, we're definitely going to start picking up some momentum now. So yeah, the flight's on.
Leo, 2 more races to go. What's the plan?
I think we've been starting really well, so you know, stay with that, and then just keep executing our manoeuvres. It's a really tricky race course, a lot of shifts, a lot of puffs, so just trying to link those up, and then you know, it seems like if you're ahead, you get richer and richer. So that's our plan.
All right, thanks, mate. We'll let you get ready for race 7.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to have another look at that start. The French team start was a great example of absolutely being stuck in the wrong spot. They were ahead of the pack slightly early and with nowhere to go. But do you turn down and risk fouling the boat below you, or do you keep clear, heading up knowing that you're going to be over the line? In the end, they did a bit of both and ended up with quite a poor choice. They infringed Switzerland below them and ended up over the line. So a double penalty to start the race. Not ideal.
Yeah, another race win by the Italians, making it 4 in a row now, and actually 5 in a row, basically. And we are not the only people who'll be looking at these numbers. There's a lot that Luna Rossa is doing right. A nudge faster than New Zealand, and most importantly, keeping that BMG superior to the rest of the fleet. Clearly, they are setting the standard for everybody else as we go forwards.
We are at pace on this day of the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, the 23rd of September 2024 off the coast of Barcelona. We've already had 4 races. Group B is completed. Group A is halfway through their final 4 fleet races, and fleet race 7 is not too far away. race villages and the fan zones are a good place to be if you want to watch racing by the beach and the port here in Barcelona. We're lining up for race number 7, and this is still wide open. It goes potentially right down to boat number 5 to make the top 3. Does 5 go into 3? Well, actually going to be 5 goes into 2, because we know Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are a definite final series racer tomorrow. 4 fleet races. Sweden, Spain, Australia already through from Group B.
Absolutely beautiful conditions here. It's sort of between 13 and 16 knots, so it's about as good as it gets, and these teams really enjoying being able to push these boats hard. And this is where it all comes down to how good is your boat handling as you go forwards.
This is the race committee. We have completed the wind sampling, and this race is live.
It's a good sign. We're going to go racing for race 7.
Yeah, and the day looks better. All those big black scary clouds have gone, and we have perfect conditions, sunshine and fast-paced action.
Yeah, no, it's looking really nice, and I think potentially those bigger clouds earlier on possibly just holding up the breeze a little earlier than forecast, and now that they've disappeared, it's almost like you've pulled the plug out of the bath and away it goes. So going to be some fantastic sailing here.
A lot of pressure now on quite a few of these teams to deliver, and the British team, the French, the Kiwis, they are so tight on points. They have to deliver a good start.
Super important to get off the line cleanly, as we see on board Emirates Team New Zealand and Athena Pathway. All the teams just executing their restart location. They'll be all sort of setting themselves up to get across, jibe, reach across, set up for the tap to actually look at getting a good position for getting off the start line. So all teams just cruising at the moment, hitting their spots and getting the boat lined up for an on-time clear start. All important to get off the start without a penalty.
I mean, they have help from computer software on board, but it's so hard to judge, isn't it? Time and distance when you're doing 30-something knots.
A lot of information to process quickly. All these teams very well practiced, and spending time in the simulator, you've got the exact screens in the simulator that you're using on board, so your eye focus and your hand dexterity all exactly the same.
Guys, everyone's on 2 boards in front.
Looking up here.
No wheel now, all good.
One board, mate. One board. Say that again, mate. Go 1 board. Okay, board's on the way up.
Emirates Team New Zealand last to head back. They'll be hoping to build on that momentum and to deliver here.
Board down.
They got off the line really cleanly from the leeward end there and actually end up leading at the top mark, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see them look for a similar approach. They decided to take the opposite approach, so you can't pick what's going on, but they would be careful they're not going to be late there.
Italy coming in from above.
Oh, big slowdown there by the Italians, and they've got a bit on there. Nearly a capsize on the Italians.
It's all starting at the beginning of a race 7, UniCredit Youth America's Cup, and the Italians in trouble.
On a big vent there on the Italians, just trying to wash off some speed, and they will have a cockpit full of water.
It was really surprising approach to the start. They came in from above really quickly and with nowhere to go.
The battle now, though, on in this race. The French will have boundary protection.
Cracking start by the French, just a couple of meters back.
They only have the protection, though, while they are in the boundary. As soon as they exit the boundary, they are the giveaway boat. So this is going to be really close here. I don't think they'll have protection.
Yours? You've got 8 for the boundary, need to go.
Asking the umpire.
Luckily, just getting across there.
I will. Yep. On top of the way. Bit of pressure.
Just watching the Italians come in here, and you just watch the board go down. Big vent on the new board, and then completely venting the leeward board, the one under load. So really high pressure manoeuvre there, and a boat handling error by the Italian team of Lumirosa Prada Pirelli.
First big mistake we've seen from them.
French team, though, in a commanding position at the moment on this first upwind. The British and the American team possibly doing well, sailing into more pressure.
Let's go into chase zero. Peter Lester, what do you make of it?
They've got a lingy far right.
A really strong position for the French, and they have boosted over the top of the New Zealanders who tacked to leeward. New Zealanders just looking for a lane, but I think there's a little bit of rotation of the wind. It's just gradually heading back to the left a little bit. And that meant that the French just are now in complete control of that group around them. But top mark approach and exit will be crucial.
Well, if you were enjoying that crash by the Italians, I can tell you they were doing 42 knots before it all came tumbling down.
Attacking online.
Emirates Team New Zealand, they're going to be sitting a little bit of dirty air as they come across on starboard tack.
Can you make it, Leon?
French
I think so, mate.
exhaust gases right up their nostrils.
We'll be in phase with the British and the Swiss. And really close to British.
Orient Express really attacked this race. Won the start, now really controlling the race from here.
Some really close crosses coming up here with Athena Pathway and American Magic potentially.
This could be a big result for Orient Express L'Oreal Racing if they can make it stick. They're first at the top gate. There's the split. Athena Pathways Great Britain, American Magic, then followed by Emirates Team New Zealand, then Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and way behind after that big splash down at the beginning, Lumirosa Prada Pirelli.
Boat's absolutely ripping down here, over 40 knots of boat speed. That is a massive run, they're not over. Whoa! Oh, the Americans pushing huge ride heights there.
Did well to save it.
They would have been touching cloth out of that.
Bit like riding the rapids in a raft, that one.
About 1 another mark gained. Yeah, copy.
Just watching how high the team get here. Go down.
Easy. On now.
That foil after this touchdown, skimming across the surface of the water.
Lower us.
Really lucky to still be in this race.
Past the Americans.
Possible bow on bow with the Swiss team of Alinghi Red Bull Racing. So the Swiss are just across there. They will be now after that touchdown on board the American Magic team. The French absolutely boosting, Stephen.
Doesn't that make a glorious sight? Just seeing an AC40 absolutely gunning it down the race course to get to the halfway point in race 7 of this Group A in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Doesn't get much better than this. Wow.
Happy to lay here.
If the French can stay ahead of these two boats, they stay in that third spot.
Probably important manoeuvres coming up. The Swiss team of Alinghi Red Bull Racing jibing here. Boundary. French also driving. They are on lane line for a right turn. So most likely take and keep it simple. Kiwis executing as well, so super close racing there for second, third, fourth and fifth positions. It's like looking up the back of a NASCAR field.
Yeah, Orient Express L'Oreal Racing leading the fleet up to leg number 3. Athena Pathways, Great Britain. This will be valuable points if they can keep them. Emirates Team New Zealand, flinging it around, as do American Magic and Lingy Red Bull Racing.
Extremely close bottom gate rounding there. Really, really exciting, but the French locking it in, looking towards the horizon.
When we saw the practice racing, gosh, weeks ago, seems like weeks ago now, there was something special about what the French were potentially going to do. We never got the chance in the first 4 races because they were instructed not to race, still picked up points. Now we are seeing in the last 4 races, when it really does matter to get to the final series, Orient Express L'Oreal Racing are and can deliver.
They are fast, Stephen. They have pace to burn on this upwind leg.
Fantastic to see Orient Express L'Oreal Racing there. Helming now, Matisse Picot. Gauthier Taliao on trim, just doing a beautiful job.
New Zealand went all the way across to the right, and they've actually hooked into a nice little right-hand shift. And I'm talking about the boats that are fighting for second, third and fourth, and those points are so vital. It does look like the Kiwis might have just hooked into a nice little one, as they will come up to that next cross with GBR in New Zealand, and how crucial that could be in the overall points.
I agree with Peter there, and Seb Menzies and Josh Armott control of the yacht there at the moment. Athena Pathway in a nice little new line of pressure here over to the left-hand side of the course, the bottom right of the screen. Also had a little whine, so you should watch the Kiwis go a little bow down as they get into this pressure. They'll be looking at attacking fairly shortly.
The top of the course here, we have an increase in wind pressure. It was between 17 and 19 knots. Pretty full on an AC40.
Green line above the flag depicts who's in the 3 right now. The 3 that need to be there at the end of the 8th race to go into tomorrow's final series. Italy, American Magic, Orient Express L'Oreal Racing currently leading. This could be a defining race for the young Frenchman.
The British team there, Athena Pathway, they've actually made quite a lot of ground up on this speed, had a really nice work and sailing really fast through the water. Nice trim, so good gains there to the British team.
Fighting for survival on Athena Pathway. Need a good result.
Nick Robbins and Alex Hughes now taking over. James Grummett and Matt Beck. French there should be on the lay line for left turn.
They're just on the lay line, so it's pretty tight. No issue boats the other way, so I think it's good for it. Okay.
This is the race committee. We are moving the finish line, shifting the course axis to 202.
Complete turning. I will. Board's on the way.
Orient Express L'Oreal Racing continue to lead the other 5 boats and head down for the final leg in race 7.
Kiwis just sneaking inside the British. Both boats having to execute well here. They're a bit down speed.
So I think you see New Zealand through. Athena Pathways, Great Britain through. American Magic, they're coming in position 4. Lingy Red Bull Racing have a much stronger race here. And that last boat around will be Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Remembering they are safe to make the final series tomorrow, but they would not have wanted that type of start.
Beautiful job on board. French team, Orange Express L'Oréal Racing.
You talk about dominant wins. We're used to saying, well, for the last 6 races, the likes of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but this is, they're making a point here, the French.
The French had really high hopes. They wanted to come here and make a statement, and obviously had really hard first day with problems with the boat. It's so good to see them. They have had to dig deep to come out today and fly like this.
Been waiting for this moment for a long time, the young French team, and hats off to them. They just need to hold it together for another 45 seconds or so, but a huge battle raging behind them for the minor placings. All on for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th in this race, with the Italians making up some ground, but too late for them after nearly binning it at the start line. Beautifully done aboard French boat. Quite a tight finish. Oh, and a big go down by the British team. Can they hang on to it? Big touchdown there. That'll cost them a little bit.
And coming into the finish line to get a monstrous 10 points, start to finish. Orange Express L'Oréal Racing get the win in race number 7. It will be another big point-scoring race for Emirates Team New Zealand, followed home by Athena Pathways in Great Britain. And in comes American Magic, tussling for the line by a very fast finishing Lingy Red Bull Racing. Who gets it? American Magic, down Lingy Red Bull Racing.
Another really tight race and tight finish. Valuable points there. The top 3 boats. Emirates Team New Zealand digging their way back into this series, needing to get some good races, which they're doing.
One more race. Let's get it, boys. Still good racing there.
So just waiting for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli now to finish this 7th race. When you think about this, how dominant Luna Rossa have been, this will be the first time they've finished outside the top 2 in the whole of this regatta. Let's confirm now race number 7 with 1 to come. 1 to come to make the final series.
This is the race committee, changing jibs to J3. J3.
And there it is, 12-second win to Orange Express L'Oréal Racing, followed in by Emirates Team New Zealand and Athena Pathways Great Britain. Points scored by American Magic, Lingy Red Bull Racing, and that's something we're not used to seeing. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, the last boat across the line. So where are we at? 1 race to go. Where are we at? Who's above the cut line? How about that? That 10 points has pushed Orange Express L'Oréal Racing into a final series position at the moment. Because look at that. Emirates Team New Zealand, Athena Pathways Great Britain, still well in the hunt. Luna Rossa, they're already there. On to Orange Express L'Oréal Express Racing. Have a wee chat to starboard howl Enzo Belanger. Enzo, that must feel really satisfying.
Yeah, hello, really good race for us. The race is super tough. One mistake and you are left. So yeah, really happy of our race and keep pushing for the last one. Everything to play.
Enzo, Glenn here. Do you feel like the monkey has jumped off your back? Do you feel a bit lighter?
Yeah, the boat is in good good shape. We work hard to get it there. One race for the qualification. We stay focused, but really happy to finally race.
Fantastic, mate. Well done.
Enzo, congratulations. We're just about to go into the final race, and there's 3 boats, 3 teams vying for that final 3rd spot. How are you going to attack it? What's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, the plan, it's always the same. Take a good start, sail easy, sail smart, and yeah, we'll see at the end.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Enzo. Let's go on board to Emirates Team New Zealand to have a chat to Leo Takahashi again. You're just below the cut line now, and it's all to play for in this one.
Yeah, that's correct. Not quite sure on the point status, but I know they were right in there with the other 3 teams. So just got to, have got a good start and sail clean.
You're 2 points below the cut line, mate, with Orient Express, L'Oreal Racing just ahead of you. That's where it sits at the moment. So, again, I'll repeat a question that Shirley gave to the French. How are you going to approach this one?
Yeah, well, we've sailed really well today, except for that first race when we sailed about 99% of the race really well and lost it at the end. So, like I said before, we're building a lot of momentum. The guys on board are doing a really good job keeping it steady, calm, collected. So just got to do that and do what we know best, is sailing well.
Thanks, Leo. Appreciate the time. As always, let's go aboard to American Magic with Harry Mellinger as well. Harry, sitting on, I think it's 40 points. Comfortable, but not quite comfortable, do you think?
ACTV, I missed that whole thing. Sorry, I had my helmet off.
That's okay, Harry. It's Stephen here. We'll go again, mate. You're sitting on 40 points. Comfortable, but not quite comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, that last race was a little bit of a tricky race for us, but the conditions are great out here and the racing's tight. I haven't quite looked at the results yet, but yeah, we'll be ready for the next one.
You're second overall. You're ahead of France by 6 points.
Yeah, copy that. Sounds like it's gonna be a good race.
we'll take that, Harry. Go get it.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we were all a bit distracted by what was going on Luna Rossa, but meanwhile, look at France's start. Luna Rossa had it all on, didn't they? But France made a great start, led around the first mark, beautifully sailed.
This moment, Shirley, for me, was right on the edge there for the American Magic team. So it was almost the double bounce off the trampoline there, nearly ending up in the bushes, but managed to hang on. But the French team, I think, absolutely showing what they're made of, and fantastic to see them getting around the track cleanly and coming down to the finish for the all-valuable 10 points.
They were fast with good racecraft and took the win. Yeah, and this was the start, wasn't it? All eyes were on Italy, but just look at the French. They played it perfectly. They wanted to be furthest left, which can be risky. However, they got the best start. Just look at it. It's only 3.5 meters off the line, and they were doing 32 knots. From there, they needed to sail perfectly to the boundary, knowing it would be tight against the others. And in the end, they only just had a few meters to clear everyone else, and it was enough to cross ahead of the pack and sail into the lead. They were brave and bold, but executed it brilliantly.
Yeah, the French there, well, that's pretty clear. Obviously, the top of all the stats there, and the speeds, the distances, the VMGs were tight, but just showing how impressive that the French sailed to edge ahead of that. They've only done 2 races in this series, but they are on song and will be looking forward to hopefully making it through to the cut in these finals.
We've had 5 full-on races today, and now we have one more fleet race to find the last 3 contenders for the final series tomorrow. Do not move. Let's talk about the French. They haven't had the best of luck. No racing in the first 4 races. Now a third, a fourth, and a first. And they are showing they have the talent and tenacity to turn their fortunes around.
Our team, the Youth Orient Express L'Oréal Racing Team, is a really talented team. We have so many junior world champion, European champion.
Any person in the team have a lot of qualities and a lot of capacity on this type of boats.
Behind me I got Theo Reville. He's a junior world champion in 29er. In the other helm on port we have Mathis Paco. He won last month his third world champion title in 470. Another great champion. And behind him we have Gauthier Tallieu. He's a multi-time European champion in match racing for 420. So yeah, all these guys are super focused, super hard worker. So yeah, I'm really proud to be the skipper of that team. We work super hard every day, and yeah, on the water it starts to pay off.
We talk a lot, we work a lot on the data, on the two helm talk a lot about the sensation, about the point of view against the situation. We live in the same apartment, so it's easier to talk and to exchange on these topics.
I mean, the focus is the same since the beginning. Everybody there is super focused on our work, and the days are super long, but when you're sailing this type of boat, it's just amazing.
It's very powerful. 7 or 8 knots, we can fly if you want, so it's really impressive. 14 knots, you have the sensation the boat is very powerful. When you understand the boat, it's easy to anticipate the good move at the good moment. We know the boat and we know our capacity. If we are sharp, it will be good races.
For sure, during the first race, and the tension starts increasing, building. So yeah, happy to be there and can't wait to be on the starting line. Yeah, we spend a lot of hours on the sim, a lot of hours on the water, and at the end we just need to be focused on our skills, on what we need to do, and yeah, we'll be fine.
For me, it's a big chance to be here in this team. We have an amazing team in the youth team. We're excited to be the first day of the Youth America's Cup.
Super important for the previous generation. Myself, when I saw the Youth America's Cup in Bermuda, the second one that was a big inspiration and a big motivation. It can be the first step to be part of the America's Cup.
So it's a cracking day for the last of the series, you might say, in Group A and Group B. We are watching Group A with one race to go, and it is all on. We do know that the Italians are a genuine lock for tomorrow's final series, and American Magic on 40 points. Well, yeah, they are 6 points ahead of what we see as Orient Express L'Oréal Racing. Would they feel comfortable about that? Probably not. And New Zealand and Athena Pathways Great Britain are below the cut line, but there's not that many points between the two, so we're going to have to wait and see how this team reacts. They will not be happy at all, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, with the way they started that last race. I mean, Shirley was quite right. That was the first real mistake all regatta we have seen from the Italians.
Yeah, that was asking a lot out of that windward board going down to slow down, and that was just an unforced error there by the Italian team, and they'll be just going, oh well, okay, we've learned from that, and they'll be moving on, and they've really not made many mistakes up until that point, so they'll be carrying on for sure.
I think they got caught a little bit out of position in the pre-start. I mean, you might be able to do that in lighter breeze, but in 16 knots of breeze to come in from above is a big ask. I mean, they were getting faster and faster.
Let's set up this final race, shall we, by taking a look at the Group A standings, because, oh man, just get ready for this. Right, so there we go. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on 58 points. New York Yacht Club's American Magic on 40. Are they safe? Maybe. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, Emirates Team New Zealand, and Athena Pathways Great Britain are all vying, I would suggest, for that third spot.
It's so exciting, and we knew this would be tight with the Cup teams, but it literally has all come down to race 8 for that third spot. I mean, France need to finish ahead of New Zealand and Great Britain. New Zealand need to finish ahead of France unless they are in the back 3, and GBR need to be in the top 3 with all the others down the pack. So it's we're gonna have to do some mathematics to keep up here, Stephen.
I just glazed over for a moment there, but that's okay. We are just I'm hearing a delay card, am I, for Switzerland? Just confirmation, we're going to get a delay card out of Alingi Red Bull Racing. You know, my eyes did glaze over, but that's okay, Shirley, because I know we're getting magnificent information out of our team behind the scenes who keep us up to date. But man, when you look at that, I tell you what intrigues me right now, Luna Rossa Parada making a mistake. People are going, oh, so, you know, you take a little bit from that, wouldn't you? Oh, well, they're not perfect after all.
It was a big go down there, and I think the team pushing hard, and that's what you have to do in this type of racing. You have to push hard, as we saw the French do. You've got to push hard. You can't back off. If you back off, where do you end up at the end of the series? You end up either mid-pack or at the back. You've got to be pushing hard, but you have to execute as well. And these boats are very tricky to sail, and what we saw was a bit of a wobble.
Crowds in at the fan zone getting ready for this 8th and final race in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Plenty of supporters for their respective teams, but who is going to join the Italians in the final series? So it's let's say 2 spots available. And this team here, Athena Pathways Great Britain, under some pressure, like a lot of the teams. Official Challenger of Record under pressure. Defender under pressure in the sense of the big show in the AC75s. And by the way, Great Britain are the defending champions of the Youth America's Cup, so they won't want to be out of this. They'll want to go hell for leather in this one, Shirley.
Can you imagine how nervous they are feeling? There is so much on the line on this final race in the series. So much.
And it's happened so quickly because it's all been compounded because of the weather. So suddenly it's blink, blink, and oh, actually, we've got to win this race because tomorrow's the final series.
This is what they've trained for. Some of them, you know, more than a year getting ready for this moment.
All right, let's go on to Chase Zero. Peter Lester, we're just a little tense in here, and I'm sure there are many tense. How are you feeling about this one?
Oh, looking forward to it. Brilliant conditions. But I've just been lucky enough to be tuning in and listening to Chris Draper, who's the coach for Great Britain, talking to the team and just saying, you know, when you're sailing on a free leg of the course, make sure you're pressing the boat hard. So he's after boat speed. And also in the from halfway to the top mark, he was telling the team he liked the left-hand approach. So, you know, really, really good, clear communication from coach to the sailors out on the water. It was good to listen to.
Yeah, Chris Draper there, very, very experienced campaigner, really good helmsman and trimmer, coming off high-performance skiff dinghies, sailing the AC50 catamarans over the years, knows how to make a boat go fast. And in these conditions, you have to keep the boat rumbling. You've really got to use your jib hard. You've got to sail the boat really accurately off the front part of the sail plan and get the boat locked in. So great comms there from Chris, one of the best in the business.
I'm still trying to wake up after that bottom mark grounding by the Italians, where they were literally threw it into that mark and came out the other side. You can imagine the smile on their face after getting away with that one.
Yeah, that's like basically surviving a high side on a sports bike on a racetrack. That's one where you just about get fired off the thing and you actually come back and you land on the bike with your hands still on the handlebars and get round the corner. So they would be breathing a sigh of relief, but they pushed it a bit too hard in the next one and paid the price and low-sided it. So either way, they bend it, but they'll learn from that, and they're absolutely pushing hard and sailing the boat really well. So we'll see them absolutely back on the throttle stop fairly shortly.
I've used this word before, Shirley, but do you think now with the teams that are below the cut line and just above the cut line, you're going to have to be just a little bit braver in these conditions? And we know they can handle it, but you're going to have to go, okay, well, suck it in and just give it a nudge.
It's a lot. I mean, we knew they would be tight. All these cup teams are quite well practiced and polished. They've all had great coaching. they were absolutely ready to go, but 3 of them have to leave the party, and that's the harsh reality of it. So they have to deliver when it counts. We're really going to see who's got that when it matters, who can pull it out the bag.
And in saying that, you remind us of everybody that has helped to get to this point, and all their supporters, all their family, all the shore team, that 3 stay and 3 go home. And it'll be a tough time for those 3 and their teams when that happens, because it will happen at the end of this race number 8. Who is going to join Sweden, Spain and Australia in tomorrow's final series? Woo, here we go. We are not too far away.
This is the race committee. Wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
Well, if you've handled 3 races, I'm sure you can handle 4 races on the edge with these AC40s in the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Group A, it's the final race for the America's Cup teams. It will be all on from the get-go.
Emirates Team New Zealand and Orient Express L'Oreal Racing Team. These 2 teams absolutely need to have a good race to try and stay in the top cut. So very, very important race for the French and Kiwi team. And the Athena Pathway not far behind them on points either, so a lot of pressure here to execute well.
The points are too complicated really for them to manufacture anything. They just need to execute a good race and a bold race and give it the very best they've got.
Yep, they've all done the homework. They just need to do the exam now. Try and get an A+.
Yeah, he's probably setting the stall on 4. Yeah, copy.
The good thing when it comes down to these, let's just say the final 2 legs, we'll be able to keep you in touch with who is going where. Just a reminder, when you see the flags at the bottom of your screen, you can see them right now. But when you see those flags with a green or a red above them, the green is good. That means they are going towards the final. That's what stacks out right now. Okay, there we go. France, Italy, and the USA. They are already good to go in the final series tomorrow. Great Britain, New Zealand and Switzerland? No. So here we go. It's 1 race.
That's where the standings are at the moment, but this race will make the difference, and we could see some changes there to the cut line. So all the boats there getting themselves prepared. With the start, only 35 seconds to go. Kiwis, a little bit slow there, having to actually tack. Get their boat back to the course there, so they're going to have to execute well here. Potentially a port start here for Emirates Team New Zealand, which will be starting on the opposite tack to the fleet with only 16 seconds to go. French potentially late. British, the Americans. Lena Rossa Prali almost infringing. Oh, that was close. And almost infringing there too, the Italians.
Race start, race 8, Group A, UniCredit Youth America's Cup. 1 last shot to make the final series.
I think good is like...
This is the Italy. This is the pro umpires. Italy penalty, get behind USA.
2 poor starts in a row by the Italians.
Pushing too hard there on port, just not keeping clear of their starboard tacky opponents, but the American Magic team in command.
This is the umpires. Italy penalised, get behind GBR. Penalty is clear.
So, big battle here. American Magic, I think, just cleanly across the French team of Orient Express L'Oreal Racing. Board with French.
pas ok, ils sont ça va être chaud, bordel.
French done well to get back into this late at the start. Well positioned now.
Let's go on board Chase Zero, Peter.
I got wind 194.
Well, that was a pretty dynamic start. New Zealand got locked out at the leeward end. They wanted to start far on the left, but they got locked out by a boat immediately to windward of them. That forced them to make a port-hand start. It opened up that start for the USA, who said, thanks very much, we'll take all of that, and now they're dominant.
We are strong on everyone. It's 193.
Hasn't really slowed the Italians down much. Still in second place. French team defending from Athena Pathway. France have that magic third spot currently, and they must stay ahead of New Zealand.
Kiwi's just a little out of phase at the moment, but it's so tight, there's really nothing in this, so a lot of racing to go. Big touchdown there by the French. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know if they've got an issue there. Not sure what's happening there with the French team, but an issue on board.
Oh, this is a disaster for the French.
Les gars, ouais. Baguette au vent.
L'avec dans le dos.
First upwind leg in race 8, a race where Orient Express L'Oreal Racing needed to score, and they've been struck with disaster.
Uppy. Got you in the lane line. Uppy.
195.
3, 2, 1, floor.
American Magic just one manoeuvre, and they'll take the right turn at the top.
So American Magic coming in to lead the fleet at the top gate after leg number 1. You can see the green lines now, who are sitting in the important positions of making the top 3. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli.
On away, Hereford. Angle at 2.
They will be second to get around that right-hand mark.
Is it? Here's voice.
And head down.
Very away and check my wheel.
And then through go Athena Pathways Great Britain, Emirates Team New Zealand, and Lingy Red Bull Racing.
Okay, that's a good set, boys. Training team.
Oh my goodness, we've just had word. Orient Express L'Oreal Racing have retired from the race. Just when we thought they were on the money and showing everybody why they should be here, they have just had a, oh, that is just so sad.
It's had absolutely no luck. The French team, absolutely brutal for them.
The battle for the third spot is between these two teams, Athena Pathway from Great Britain and Emirates Team New Zealand.
Isn't that funny? Hey, the Defenders junior team, the official Challenger Records junior team. Gotta love this. No pressure.
Big battle between these two boats.
Up the course, look. We're actually lifting at the moment, but the Americans are actually getting going to stop. Big pressure behind us. Going to have just check us up a little and on. The Americans are in good pressure in front set. Yeah, they're in a good left edge. Small gains to the Brits here. Not massive though.
So whoever wins out of these two boats will make it through to the final 3. So
I agree.
no pressure on either boat.
A little softer, going to reload.
There is nothing in it. It is so close between the British team and the defenders.
Boat speed's really even. Two boats.
5 seconds. Okay, heavy. Move. One down. Too bad waves. British go now. Order.
so much pressure on execution in every manoeuvre.
Stall on the jib there, the British, but they'll get it under control again.
So as we head towards the bottom gate to complete the second leg, Italy green, USA green, Great Britain green.
Are you down now? Yep, coming down. Got the Kiwis just on the transom. Yeah, copy. Just have a nice rounding down there. Yeah. It's setting you up.
American Magic
2, 1, 4.
halfway through the course, halfway closer to being in tomorrow's final series here in Barcelona. Leader Pathways Great Britain will be followed by Emirates Team New Zealand. Emirates Team New Zealand have to finish ahead of them if they want to play tomorrow.
A big skid there by the Kiwis. Just under control there. Massive, massive leeway slide.
Nice shift for the moment. We're clear on Italians.
Big loss of distance there against their opponents, the British.
Nice, mate.
The rest of the fleet around that bottom mark. Swiss had a bit of a problem at that right-hand gate, but we are now focusing potentially on this battle between New Zealand and Great Britain, and only 2 legs to do it. Peter Lester, what do you make of this one, particularly between Great Britain and New Zealand?
Well, it's you know, it's a match race. Here we go. It's what we're all about here at the America's Cup, and it's going to come down to, you know, can the British defend against the New Zealanders, who can pull off that top mark rounding and be more accurate. Look, this will come down to only a boat length in it between the Kiwis and Great Britain.
American Magic team just sailing the boat so beautifully, locked in, and they'll be hoping for a solid finish in this race. They're absolutely ripping up there, 31 knots at boat speed, upwind.
They've got great pace, haven't they? And cool heads. Seem to have grown in confidence with every race.
Severin Graham there, controlling the aero package, moving the sails to keep that AC40 locked in. Finn Rowe is Oppo taking over control now.
Big moment this, yeah, cross between the Kiwis and the British. Like Brit just ahead.
Hey, look at it, guys. Some strong gusts here. 20 seconds.
Some big puffs and lulls on the course still coming down here at the moment, so anywhere between 12 and 19 knots. Quite shifty and puffy. On board Athena Pathway. James Grummett and Matt Beck. Matt Beck taking over. Alex Hughes on trim. Really focus hard on their trim for max speed, so.
Look like they're making slight gains on the left-hand side of the track, more pressure over there. They've clawed a few meters away from the Kiwi team.
Just got 6 left though.
Many supporters of Great Britain and New Zealand are wringing their hands right now. But this is the second to last leg in the race 8. And one of those boats, Emirates Team New Zealand or Athena Pathways Great Britain, will not be advancing, but who will it be?
So Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli already doing enough to make it through to this top cut. So even though they are in 4th position, well behind the Kiwis and the British, they have already made it through, done enough to the final, as have American Magic. So all about this final 3rd place cut position.
Luna Rossa, though, getting in the mix of points.
Oh, yeah.
Not helpful for the Kiwis.
Spoiler alert, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. American Magic once again take the fleet to the top gate for the last time. They head down to hopefully confirm themselves in the final series. Athena Pathways, Great Britain.
Potentially a close cross coming up here at the top gate with Emirates Team New Zealand and the Italian team. So the Italians there actually taking third position off the Kiwi team. Nothing in it.
Comes the Red Bull Racing. They will just keep on going there. Regatta is over, but we are still sitting on the edge. But at this point in time, Athena Pathways Great Britain are looking solid on the last leg down to potentially go into that final series tomorrow and finish in the top three. American Magic doing what they need to do.
Well, Great Britain are taking the benefit from good advice from their coach in restart. He talked to them about, you know, liking the left hand at the top of the course, and that's what Athena Pathway did on their top mark approach on that second windward beat. And it looks like it might be enough to get them through to the semi-finals. A big tick for their coach, Chris Draper.
The big touchdowns by the American team on the way downwind here.
No need to get super close to the boundary.
One wobble and your day is going to be over here. So right on the edge, all boats on this final downwind. Full concentration needed.
40. You can make one in any one. Which side looks better at the bottom, Pathways?
Great pace from Athena Pathway. Going to be neck and neck with the Americans.
Spot for the manoeuvre, mate. Yeah, copy. Go best spot from here. We can make the ley line, eh? It's 20 seconds to the boundary. Yeah, happy to go here, mate. Yep, copy. 2, 1,
We have a new leader. Look at that. We have a new leader. Athena Pathways Great Britain.
Squash a little bit of speed off here as they exit this jibe, which will allow the American team to then get back into the picture again, but nothing in this race coming down to the finish here.
Most importantly for Athena Pathways Great Britain, when they needed to do the job, they have done it. But this team has started pretty much a flawless race. Pretty much. American Magic, one final jibe.
Pressure right behind you. Stop shooting.
I'll just post it from here. Oh, just.
And they get across. First, American Magic. Second, Athena Pathways Great Britain. It's a green light to go forward in this regatta. And already we know that the Italians are through as well. They have proved the spoiler. And they will finish in third position.
A big touchdown from Emirates Team New Zealand, putting them out of the mix, unfortunately. That final jibe.
Adelingi Red Bull Racing will come home in position 4. Solid way to finish their regatta.
Oh, tough moment for Emirates Team New Zealand. They fought hard in this race. Let's have a look at the white eye.
Big foil vent there.
Runners are off, mate. We got the next runners off. Runners off, runners are off. No,
runners.
The runners are off, mate. We got the next runners off. Runners off, runners are off. Runners are off.
Yeah, so a big touchdown there on Emirates Team New Zealand. So unfortunate situation for them. Miss out on the cut.
How good must that feel on board Athena Pathways Great Britain, going to the last race, knowing you have to be in a specific position, and really that third upwind, that on leg 3, they really just put the hammer down and just consolidated their position.
They did. They had a wonderful upwind, really nicely locked in there by Matt Beck and Alex Hughes on trim. They were really probably one of the highest speeds upwind, I think, and obviously Chris Draper, his advice, press on your jib. And not bad advice there from one of the best speed controllers in the world. And did a great job. But the Americans there also showing a clean set of heels in that race.
So there we have with Emirates Team New Zealand just still to finish, but we will see them finish. New York American Magic get the win, 10 points. They are through. Athena Pathways, Great Britain. When it mattered most, they delivered for their team, and they are through, along with Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. The top three you see, they are heading towards the final series tomorrow to face Sweden, Spain, and Australia in four fleet races. Confirmation then. If you're a fan of Luna Rossa, the New York Yacht Club's American Magic, and Athena Pathways Great Britain, you can feel good going to bed tonight. You're off to the final series. 2 points. It's all Athena Pathways got in by ahead of Orient Express L'Oreal Racing, who were becoming the story of the day until having to retire in that final race. Ouch. Well, let's go on board American Magic. Harry Melgers win the race, finish second. Doesn't matter anymore. Points are wiped, and you're into tomorrow's final series. Well done.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're all super stoked. The whole team sailed super well today, and we've got such a great support system with American Magic and Doug and Hap that it's just really awesome.
Harry, tell us about that start, mate. You look like you got fired out of a cannon off there. Run us through your setup for that.
Yeah, the start was a bit more hectic than usual. I think maybe the increase in wind speed kind of threw everyone off their timings a bit, and we stuck to our normal timing, and it seemed like we had a good launch.
You certainly did. Well done.
Congratulations, Harry. It's been a tough week, hasn't it, for American Magic? What does this mean, do you think, to the wider team, to Terry and to Doug and everyone involved, to see you progress so well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's a bit sad that we are no longer competing in the Louis Vuitton series, but I think we're all really proud as a team on how we fought, and we're hoping to carry the American Magic legacy forward in this event.
Well said, mate. And tomorrow's a new day, so go get it.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go on board Athena Pathways Great Britain. They'll be happy. Nick Robbins, starboard helm, joins us right now. Nick, when you needed to when you needed to do it, you did it. Well played.
Oh, epic. Well, I didn't know until just now, so that's good news. We weren't sure of the points. I mean, it was just super tight racing. We had trouble in the first race, and that kind of put us on the back foot from the beginning of the day, so massively happy.
Yeah, massive congratulations. What a battle, and you did so well, all of you, to keep your cool. How nervous were you all?
I mean, when you're in the moment, it's just not too nervous. There's definitely some anticipation, but just really happy with all the guys. Everybody did so well. We just try to keep our cool and keep plucking away. It was a tough day for sure.
It's the first time we've had a chat to you, and Nick, how much fun is it out there in these conditions, racing these 40s?
So much fun. I mean, we're just the luckiest people around, to be able to be out here racing these boats in these conditions. Hopefully we put on a good show today. I mean, the racing should have been good to watch. It was definitely nip and tuck.
Okay, FYI, you got him by 2 points.
Epic, thank you.
All right, let's go to Marco Gradoni from Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Finished the Series 8 race series, Marco. Magnificent result. Top point scoring. They all go away now. It's a new day tomorrow.
Yes, new day. We unfortunately had an hydro issue now, so we need to check the boat well for tomorrow. And was a good day, good breeze. Let's hope it's going to be well tomorrow.
Don't wish to rain on your parade, as we say, but 2 poor starts in the last 2 races. Something you'll be thinking about?
Actually, the third race was not a well start. This one was good. We can do better, I think.
All right, mate, I know you're excited about being there. We look forward to seeing you in the final series tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you.
day of racing. Let's go on the water with Peter Leston Chase here. What have you made of today, Peter?
Well, we left the best to last, the old cliche, but brilliant conditions, cool boats to watch. And I thought the sailors in this condition, where it was a bit more predictable, the waves were kind, really put on a good show. And the best three teams from both the emerging nations or the invited teams and, of course, the America's Cup teams, they'll come out and play tomorrow.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate your time as always. I tell you what, it feels like the whole commentary team's been like kids in a candy store with the way that we have had racing today. But it's been a fun day, hasn't it? And intense racing.
It has. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I think just seeing these AC40s getting pushed right to the limit, not only in the sailing techniques, but also structurally as well, really impressive speeds and fantastic racing. Some of the racing only less than 20 seconds, you know, in between the actual first and sixth place finisher. So we've seen some great action and
a lot of learning over the days of racing we had from this was Group B and Andu Team Australia. They had their moments. They weren't perfect, but that went a bit like the British today, Shirley. When it mattered, they came to the party.
Yeah, they did. Their quality outfit. I mean, they're here to show the world what they've got, and they absolutely did. It was great to see.
And Sail Team Barcelona, really happy with this team because they are through, along with the Australians and Sweden, who we know are one of the form teams. I think everybody was, I know it sounds weird, but the story of the day could have been Orange Express L'Oreal Racing, and just luck has deserted them.
It was heartbreaking to watch the French. They're plagued by gear issues, but showed us so much potential of what could have been.
But this close quarters racing, you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Oh, it's absolutely what these boats and this series was all about. Super tight racing, and actually seeing the cream rise to the top is what it's all about, and what an opportunity for these young teams, and absolutely epic racing for sure.
I tell you what, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and Sweden, I'm looking forward to seeing these two have a go at each other, but I wouldn't discount the other four teams in the fleet because they are showing what you can do when things go right.
Yeah, and they're all going to have to find a new level come tomorrow. It is going to be bigger and bolder and tighter, I'm sure of that.
Yeah, and thank goodness we only have to think about 4 races and not 8 races trying to figure out who's going to finish where. Otherwise, we'll all be glazed over when it comes to the statistics because it has been a wild old day. But we have finished the so-called round robin of Group A and Group B, and we are into it tomorrow. What's it all about? Well, it's quite simple, really. Do you want to be the UniCredit Youth America's Cup champion? Well, you can be, but only one team can win this magnificent trophy. And who will it be? Who will it be? Well, we're just going to bring you all this live action tomorrow and really get excited about it. All the supporters heading in after seeing their teams do the job. So there is Group A and Group B, and they're your top 3 in the yellow. Italians, Americans, the British, the Swedish, the Spanish, and the Andu Team Australia. So this is how it all started. We started with 12 teams, 6 America's Cup teams and 6 invited teams, and now we are into the final series. Who do you like most? Italy, the USA, the British, the Swedish, the Spanish, or should I say Australia? Well, we've got 4 semi-final races tomorrow, and then on the first day of the Louis Vuitton Cup, we will have a single match race final to define the UniCredit Youth America's Cup champion. It is going to be a magnificent time. If you thought the racing was magnificent today, do not leave us. There'll be smiles and there'll also be sadness around because 6 teams are advancing and 6 teams are going home, but they have delivered what we expected in this UniCredit Youth America's Cup. Tight, boat-to-boat racing. Yes, we've had moments, we've had big stuffs, but it has provided us with entertainment that we dearly wanted to see. And you'll see more tomorrow, live from Barcelona in the America's Cup.